All right. Hello, chat. Hello, how are we doing? I know there's no music and you can't see us. That's the point. It's more exciting if you can't see us, right, Taza?
That's true. There's like it's a word for that. It's like a phrase. I can't remember.
I don't understand words, so you're going to have to...
Something. Mind's eye, imagination. Oh, there we are.
Yeah,
okay.
I told you it works. We're like slightly out of focus, but that's okay.
Hello, chat.
Hello, chat. How are you
Welcome.
doing? Can you hear him?
Can you?
Chat,
I
tell
can
us
hear
if you
me
can
in
hear.
my ear, but
Yeah, that's okay. I can't
Hello?
really hear you in my ear. though.
hello. Hello.
No, I can definitely hear you.
Yeah.
Chat can probably hear you too. What's up, guys? How are we doing? Welcome to the Monday Esports stream. We're going to recap Winter Championship.
Yeah, we had our first Winter Championship.
Royale.
I guess I said Winter Championship, but it's the first Royale in general.
Yeah.
For those who didn't tune in over the weekend, first of all, I mean, actually, there's a lot of steps to this. After the stream, probably check out the VOD or whatever, or just all the chatter about it. So what it was after Winter Championships, we brought out the top 3/2-ish players of each region. Machete, unfortunately, wasn't able to make this weekend. So we had 3 North Americans, 2 Europeans, and 2 people from South America that came to compete in like a huge round-robin championship to find out who's the best of the best from the seasonal championship. And it was honestly the best possible result, at least for me, when it came to seeing what was going to happen from that, just because of how different the results were from player to player. It was pretty fun.
And we're going to talk about, we'll show you those results, and then you'll get to watch like about the last 2.5 hours of the stream and the rerun that we'll run. Maybe it'll be longer. Maybe I'll be feeling kind. I meant to download like 2.5 hours, like top 4.
Yeah.
And the VOD I downloaded was like 6 hours, so I think I
just
messed
the
up
whole
the
VOD?
highlight. No, I chopped off like the first hour somehow. So we're not going to do that, but we'll see. There will be a recap. There will be all of that good stuff. So first, we got to do some World of Brawlhalla stuff real quick, and then we'll get into it. So hopefully this button works. It might not work. Here we go.
Let's find out.
It worked. So first up, Prime Bundle, Mysterious Stranger. You can get all of these cool things that you can see right in front of you for free with Amazon Prime.
Oh, the Reeds emotes in there?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
worth
salty
it.
one.
That's
People hit
worth
me
it.
with that. I'm like,
And that means, like, okay, so if you have Amazon Prime, right, connected to your Twitch account, and you can just, like, there's a whole just page of things that you can get with Twitch Prime in general, but the most important one is this Brawlhalla Prime Bundle. And, like, looking at the amount of stuff that comes with it, I mean, goodness, look, you even get, like, the Super Saiyan
the
emote.
skin on the right side is like so cool looking.
Yeah.
But speaking about Prime, go ahead and consider subscribing with Twitch Prime. You get no ads ever while you're subscribed. You get 25 plus amazing emotes. We have 3 plus animated emotes. And,
our emotes are pretty good, and they're constantly
adding
being
more.
they're constantly being updated
Yeah.
too. Like depending on what's going on, I can see Alex 2611 there is using a more recent edition.
Eternal Sports.
For Eternal Sports. Yeah, shout outs to these hats that I have no idea how they got here. I sat at the desk and I wasn't wearing a hat,
No,
and
you
then the
weren't.
stream started and there it was.
It do be that way sometimes.
But you could get access to these things, and like you said, no ads, animated emotes, and more with the Twitch Prime, and just to add some more to it, right? On top of the Prime bundle that you would get for free, just because you use Amazon Prime for your shopping needs,
Yeah, all that
you
good stuff.
get one subscription that you can use for free a month, and you might as well use it here on Twitch.tv/Brawlhalla. Also, fun fact: once you have Prime, you can change the color of your name in chat.
Couldn't you do that without Prime?
I didn't know if you could or not. I couldn't do it before I had it. I
Huh.
only recently.
I think maybe you get more customization
Yeah,
options.
you
I think
get more.
before
You
they
get
give
more
you like
options.
you
So
get
now I
8
have like
palette,
a nice darker
and now
blue.
they give you the full RGB like.
Yeah.
hex
Speaking of
code system.
RGB, right? It's our viewership rewards.
Yeah, which was not the next slide, so that was a great transition that neither of us was ready for.
But if you're on the stream right now and you're like, oh my goodness, will I be able to? Because like the Royale went pretty fast. Even with the grand final reset, it went pretty fast. So we're gonna be having a rerun after this in case y'all tuned in the middle of the stream or whatever are still like, wow, I really want those RGB guitars. Don't worry about it. Just
There will be a
hang
rerun,
around. Yeah.
at least 2 hours, maybe a little longer. We'll see. But we have more
What's
esports coming your way this month of March. You can see them right there on the screen. Go to start.gg/BH community for more information. But you too can compete. They're free entry. You got a chance at sweet prizes. One of those prizes is the friendships you made along the way. The other part of the prizes is cash money. So it's a little bit
more detail about this, Toast. Is this a board of tournaments that have already happened?
No, I mean, I think C Showdown actually happened this last weekend.
Okay.
But they happen all throughout the month of March. So some of them have happened, some of them have not. Go to start.gg/bhcommunity for more information. You can sign up there. You can find
and if
dates.
you are really allergic to typing URLs into your browser or whatever have you, if you just launch Brawlhalla and you click on the little tile in the bottom right, occasionally it will have viewership reward cards, but other times it will have the players that were having a great time at BCX. You can navigate into a menu there that has all these tournaments in there. And if you go there and you look for them, it sorts by what's coming up most recently. There's some featured stuff on the front page, but you can look at all the community tournaments on the community tab. You click on that register link and it will take you directly to the start.gg URL that you need to go to. So you don't even have to navigate through the BH community portal. I mean, please feel free to do it, but most of you have your regions that you play in, and so you want to look for that particular tournament, and that's a great way to do it too. And you can do it all from the comfort of being in game.
It's in the game.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's
Check
next?
them out. DreamHack is coming up in like 3 weeks at this point. This slide doesn't have the. Oh, it does. We're covering it. It's the 7th to 9th of April. If you haven't bought your tickets, buy them now.
We're covering it.
We are covering it just ever so slightly, but. This is the first time we are back in an open Brawlhalla land of 2023. First return to DreamHack since 2019. First time on the West Coast, which is big. I actually saw Blood Diamond signed up on Twitter, which
West Coast player.
West Coast player,
he
you know,
he was like one of the best actually when it came to when Brawlhalla
was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Double Dime. Maybe we'll make it. Maybe not.
Oh,
but
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I mean, I think he might have some work stuff. But
There's a few West Coast players that I'm kind of like, all right, now's the time to see if you're gonna upset anybody, just because you just simply haven't been traveling for it. Because this will be the first time we've brought Brawlhalla in an official capacity to the West Coast, especially to California.
We've never been.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe for a PAX, but before my time, if that was the case,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I haven't been. So that's for sure. Yeah, it'll be exciting. Register now. That's coming up fast. What's today?
Today
12th?
is the 13th.
13th? It's less than a month away now.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, so get that sorted out. There's a lot of people that are still looking for teammates, a lot of people that are still looking for roommates, whether they be at like hotel blocks or Airbnbs or whatever have you. So just check it out,
So,
like, especially if you got your whole friend group going along. Yeah.
Some real quick pro tips. Prices are only going up from here for flights and hotels.
Yeah.
If the hotels are too expensive, check out Airbnbs. And there are some hotels that are not right next to the venue. But if you just do a search for nearby hotels, there are some that are significantly cheaper per day than the official hotel. So I'm just saying that out there. It's worth going. Get like 6 of your friends, share a hotel room, do the thing, travel together, road trip. We want to see you there. It's going to be a really, really good time. Really cool competition. And the stage and stuff and design that I can't share or show you all, it's very cool.
And also keep in mind that DreamHacks are huge events that have a lot of other things at them besides competition. There's a lot of really cool things where if you're just interested in video games in general, a lot of indie developers are there that you can check out some of the stuff that they're either working on or going to be coming up in releases. It's honestly just one of my favorite expos to go to. Actually, it's just my favorite.
Yeah.
But
I'm
a huge,
just a good time.
As a huge esports fan in general, you're not going to have just Brawlhalla there, although Brawlhalla is like the main event for us. It's absolutely worth going to if you've never been to.
And they do shows and all sorts of things. And we pay out really deep. We're paying out to top 64 so you can see the price split right there. We also pay out to top 32 in doubles, which you can see the payouts right there. Deeper than we've ever really paid out before for a general open open event like this, open LAN event like this.
Yeah, so I think if you get top 48, you get the venue fee and more paid for. So.
Basically, yeah. And if you place, even if you place last in doubles and last in singles, but you're in that bracket for making money, you cover venue fee. So it's there. You got a lot for going. It's worth it. I highly recommend it. And that's coming up April 7th through 9th. Don't miss out. Get your tickets right now. Take this one, Taza.
More championships coming up. We just had the Winter Championship and the Royale that finished. And you know what's going to come up in spring? A Spring Championship, which will be following that same exact format. For those that were like, oh, no, I missed out on being invited to the Royale. Well, I mean, it's still going to be really challenging, but don't fret because it's not like a system where, like, now that the Royale players were decided, these several players are going to be going back to this. Nope, the slate is wiped clean. That means that for the players that go and compete in the Spring Championship, the top 3 in North America, top 3 in Europe, and top 2 in South America will be invited to another Royale, and it has nothing to do with happening with Winters. I mean, we'll make it look like it's related if, the same players.
Well, I mean, it might be the same players.
It might just be the same players again. It'll be interesting to talk about it. It was one of those things we're not quite there yet. We're still World of Brawlhalla, but yes, that's coming up. Register now. Start.gg/Brawlhalla. In fact, I think start.gg/spring-NA etc.
That's so many words.
Might be available.
Start
Just go there.
Brawlhalla. Go there.
You'll
You can
find
sign up. It's free to sign up. If you can't make it, there's no penalty. Just do it. If you have any shadow of doubt, you're like, maybe I'll go sign up, do it anyways, get a teammate, go into doubles. It's going to be worth it. The more the merrier. And if you make top 3, you get flown out here to Atlanta, Georgia for a really cool cross-regional event, the Spring Royale, which we'll talk about in a future week.
And you can find your exact registration link in the game client as well.
Yes.
In the official tab for the tournament listings. What do we got next? It is the Winter Royale apparel. All right, lots of players and fans of Brawlhalla in general were showing some concern that they missed out on the exclusive merch once all of the people were posting the blankets and the hoodies that they had gotten from over the Winter Championship. Well, we're running it again. Check it out.
Limited time. I think it ends while supplies last. I think it ends on Tuesday.
Comfy.
This is the blanket. It is warm. I will be wearing this in this office nonstop. Look at that. Look at that sweet logo. It's got fire on it.
Oh, it's a decent size blanket too.
It's huge.
Yeah,
we sprung for the deluxe size blanket.
Wow.
I'm like very excited about this. This is
This is great. Do we have 2 of these in the office?
You probably put an order in for one.
I definitely put an order.
So you definitely got one. So
you have something else down there. What is this? What is this?
So then we have this one as well. If you want to open that.
Sure.
That's a medium. That's mine. I have to take that back from you. So I'll give you the blanket to
I wouldn't be able to wear it even if I wanted to.
Why?
We're large.
Well,
I mean, I could wear the medium.
Because you're a giant. Don't be a tall person.
The problem with the medium is that even though it fits my body, it would only go up to my arm here.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
Check this out, chat. Am I holding this up correctly? Oh, I hit my mic. I hope it didn't get too loud.
So you also got the hoodies here. They're nice hoodies. They come in all sizes. They go straight to your home. You flip it on the backside. I think there's nothing on the backide.
That's kind of nice, actually.
But I love it. It's very cool.
Got the Brawlhalla logos on the sides, and we're just going to keep having more stuff like this as we go on. You saw that Spring Championship logo. There will be merch themed around that as well. The color schemes and everything will be really cool, but this is very chill hoodie that's coming out here, and then Toast, you're just already. This is just going to be him in office mode.
Yes.
To be honest. So we're bringing this up because while supplies last, the URL's not here, but Brawlhalla.com/winter merch will take you to it. And all these things are still going to be there until Tuesday. With the new edition of the jersey, you can see it in the center of the graphic over there.
And that jersey you can customize with your name.
Oh, that's actually
you can put your gamer tag on it.
I didn't know that because we did that for BCX.
Yeah, but these are custom. They go straight to your house. They get your name on the back of it. If you like your jerseys, collect all 4 jerseys of the Esports year here.
Okay.
They're like Infinity Stones.
Wow, yeah. That's. I mean, that actually is just something to. Wow, that's a good.
There's also a T-shirt too. Just a nice T-shirt logo, comfy tee, nice cotton material. I think it's cotton, but nice comfy material.
It's really just pick your poison on which Winter Championship style logo you want, whether it's the jersey, the hoodie, or the tee.
All right,
or all
let's keep going.
Why not?
Or all 4. There's more merch too. You can go to Brawlhalla.com/merch. We're not going to talk about it. But there's hats and water bottles and Yeti stuff and Spiff stuff. It's all right there. Brawlhalla.com/merch.
Yeah.
Get it while supplies
last.
Bag
right there. I've got 2 of those myself.
Yeah, they're comfy. All right, and here we are, Royale. Oh God. Okay, I can't get rid of our faces. So Sack, I'm sorry.
Oh, you can we not? I guess it would take you a moment to like.
I mean, I can do it if you want to start talking about it. Go talk about it.
It's okay if it was like the player faces. It's fine. Zach kind of represents the Asuri that Zach was playing, even though Zach played a little bit of Tesca. So here we go. This is the top 8 from it. For those wondering, during the stream Saturday or after the stream Saturday why Machete wasn't there, Machete unfortunately was not feeling well enough to come out, and it was a last-minute thing, so we just played with 7 players, so that's why he's there at that 8th place spot. But these are the results that came through here, and the notable thing is that in top 4, it is 2 North Americans and the 2 South American players that were invited. Kaina and Sack, well, Sack in particular had a completely
Sack was
dominant
incredible.
Performance. Yeah.
I mean, really, I think, and we can talk about this forever, the round-robin format, watching people kind of bracket math, who's going to make it and who's not going to make it, was fascinating. But there was so much gameplay from these players. They all played each other, which was such a cool experience to see.
Mindboy 1477 says, what character is in the 4th position? That is a Suri. So Sack played a Suri as well, though he played a few other characters. It's pretty fantastic. And when I was looking over how the results shaped up, it did exactly what I hoped a round robin would do, which is that because everybody got to play against each other, we got to see what players and what matchups. Look at that. You're brilliant. Oh, Tesca's actually there. Is Sack going to playing more Tesca than a Suri?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that he did definitely bring it out, and he brought Radish to Game 5.
Player
the first. Yeah, the first game on stream.
There were some player legend picks there that were really unexpected, I think, too.
Yeah.
That we were talking about backstage.
So interesting to note here, just going over some of the results from the individual players. So Luna. So first of all, Radish went 7-3. What were the three sets that he lost?
They were.
Who are the three players that he lost in those 3 sets that he lost? Because he went 7-3.
Wasn't it Luna one of them?
Luna's one of them. Who are the other 2?
Kaina and Zach.
Luna and Luna.
Oh, Luna and Luna. Never mind.
So Radish, get this chat. Radish beat. He didn't lose to a single other player at the Royale, but he lost to Luna 3 times because he lost to Luna in the round robin, even though he beat everybody else. And then Luna double eliminated him.
And then the grand finals
from
reset.
the elimination
side.
Goodness. So Radish goes 7-3, and Luna beat him 3 sets. So that's what's awesome about this format, I think, is that we got to see that Radish actually is just a very good player who loses to one player in North America, and that is Luna. Because I was talking with people when top 4 was decided, and I went, "Oh no, this is terrifying. My Radish predictions are gone because Radish could beat everybody here except for Luna." Because I was saying that because Radish is the only orb player that really I think has pushed the orb as far as he has, that nobody else was going to be able to deal with it, but Luna just has his number, apparently. It was pretty brutal. And on the other side, right, we have Luna's run. Luna lost to more players in pools. Actually, no, so he lost to 2 players in pools. And that was Kaina and Sack. He beat everybody else. He lost pretty badly to South America. And then when he got into top 4, after having just lost 1 set, he knocks out Sack and then knocks out Kaina to get the match against Radish where he double eliminates him and wins. So that's a really cool effect that came from the round robin, which was that at least from the top side of the player base, we got to see where certain players' weaknesses were and then really make sure whether it was a weakness or just an inexperienced thing. And now those players are going to be able to go back with that knowledge now that we've had that inter-region competition and do something with it. Because there's also very interesting results like Knees. Even though Knees got 7th, Knees was one of the few players that was actually able to even beat Sack in the round robin. And those are some, like Stingray got 6th, but Stingray has a win over Godly in the round robin. So it was like, wow. And these results are not to be taken lightly. It was incredibly fun to watch.
And it was cool. We were able to show every streamed or like every competitive set we showed through the command center, which I think might actually still be enabled. You can click it and nothing will be there right now. But basically, you would be able to watch the sets that were happening off of the main stage live as they happen, and you could see all the action in like a little triple screen live on Twitch.
That was through the command center, correct?
Yeah.
So that was an option I actually had to be taught how to use over the weekend, but it was something that appears. It's like next to where you would see the like subscribe button or
right at the bottom
button, there. And there's a thing that says watch with command center. When you go there, you're able to look at all the other streams that were going on. So even if y'all didn't catch it live, we do have the footage, and it was streamed of the other pools matches, even if they weren't on the quote-unquote mainstream.
But I got to say, it was just a kind of a great weekend overall. It was awesome to be able to spend some time with the players, meet some of their guardians, see some amazing gameplay.
Shouts to Phil.
Two-time champion.
He followed me on Twitter. Actually, I think I followed him back.
Oh, nice. That's a win for you.
Yeah,
he hasn't followed me yet.
Oh, really?
That's okay. But it was just a really good time, and so we'll be doing that again in about a month and a half for the Spring Royale, where we'll get another 8 players out here to Atlanta, Georgia, to duke it out in the most intense cross-regional competition we'll have until potentially BCX.
Yeah, and we have a really cool thing that's actually happening between now and spring, which is that we will have our first LAN open entry. So it's
San Diego.
It's a very different format. We have 3. Sparky called. He had a really good word for what this is like. But there's 3 different types of competitions in Brawlhalla this year. And those online open entry, in-person open entry, and these invitationals that are from the online. So you have 3 really different types of competition where I don't like. What I'm curious about when it comes to San Diego is if the same thing will happen again. Because when it came down to round robin pools, if Luna ran into Sack and Kaina in the double elimination format, he was eliminated, right? If it wasn't round robin pools, he would have just been out. So I'm very curious how San Diego is going to play out, and then whether the information from the Royale helps with San Diego or not, or San Diego helps with the Royale that comes afterwards. We just got so many storylines that are kind of building up here when it comes to who's going to be playing. We have a good amount of South American players that already announced that they're signed up to go to San Diego.
Which is great, and hopefully we get more. And so, I mean, San Diego is barring, you know, another 400 signups, it's all best of 5, which helps alleviate a little bit of that what you're talking about of like you get knocked out, you get knocked out.
There is nothing more terrifying, I think, as a competitor than realizing that some of your toughest matches, which is against the players that are very good but you don't know them well enough yet, might be a best of 3. And this is something something that competitors talk about all the time, where there's kind of like, actually the scariest part of any Brawlhalla tournament is before best of 5 start. Something that we announced a while ago that we just kind of like let happen was that online seasonals, so the spring championship will be like this actually.
It's top 128.
Top 128 is now best of 5 as opposed to, what was it before, top 32?
Top 32, I think.
Okay, yeah, so that's going to be a huge difference, because a lot of the times we were seeing some crazy upsets between names that were just like, we just have too many good players in Brawlhalla now.
And when it's a best of 3,
you lose one game and that might just be it, because you could just get so best of 5 lets you know very definitively who the best player is playing at that moment.
Yes.
And like you said, barring we get 500 signups in addition to what we have already.
Which would be good. Do that. Do that, everyone.
It would be a nice problem to have.
If everyone in chat, if 1 in 5 people in chat were to sign up right now, that event would be really cool. So actually, San Diego, chat, sign up for it. 1 in 5 of you. 1 in 3, maybe? What if every single one of you signed up for chat? Signed up for San Diego.
Yeah, it'll be all best of 5. It'll be for singles and doubles.
And then you win money and friendship.
Yes. Yeah, you kind of just win.
Plus, it's San Diego. You're literally on the beach, on the water, and all of that good stuff. I digress. Yeah. That is it for World of Brawlhalla. That's our Winter Royale recap. We'll be back with another one after the Spring Royale. Keep in mind, Spring Championship is not this Friday. It is next Friday. So you only have really a week and a half to sign up for that. It's very soon.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a lot of events in quick succession.
Oh, my goodness.
But don't worry, there's nothing happening in May.
All right. All right, yeah, sign up.
Sign up. But, folks, that's going to be – we'll be moving on to the rerun right now, so stick around. Watch some of the action from this weekend. It's good. It'll be a little more than 2 hours. I feel
hang out.
Nice.
Hang out. Watch the Royale again. Make sure you get all the rewards that you're looking to get. Get the IC title, get the RGB guitars. Relive some moments that just happened on Saturday. Or live them for the first time. Yeah.
So, 384 out of 480 possible. Yes, this is possible if you keep watching.
Yep.
220 out of 480. You're right on the edge. That is pretty close.
Please
348 out of 480. You can probably make it.
You didn't even.
372 out of 480.
It's time. It's time. They're increasing the numbers. Okay. All right. Okay.
We're going to get that rerun queued up for y'all right now. Stand by, stick around. It'll be starting in just a moment.
Whoa, wait a minute. What was that? What happened just here? Wait, honestly, wait. I think we all have a little bit of something too. Yeah. I wonder who left that here.
I don't know. It was
crazy.
just a blur.
That was just a blur, and poor Core too. I mean, Core was covered in all this, I guess, merch, I guess, or merchandise or something. There's something going on here. At least something going on in Brawlhalla. I wonder who it is. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens in the next few weeks or something. I don't know, Duke. Any feelings about what just happened?
It's a little mystery. I think someone's been zooming around. Of course, the avatar in game. If you haven't booted up the game just yet, you can get that for free as well.
Something about Eternal Sports or something.
This logo.
I genuinely don't know what's going on. Like, I just want everyone to be very clear. They're doing a little bit. Like, they know what's happening. I legitimately have no idea what's going on. They said cover up your head with this hat, and I said, oh, okay, all right. It's not the first time I've been asked to do that.
Well, okay, wow. I'm sorry about that. Well, Sparky, what do you think is going on in Valhalla and all this?
I literally don't know. I booted up the game, and I have the Eternal Esports or Eternal Sports logo, and then I remember Baron tweeting about it and being like, it's probably a lore thing, and then someone like told him that it's like, oh well, Eternal Sports Esports, there's maybe something there, and he's like, I did not think about this. I think it was his wife that said it. Like, why didn't you? That was the first thing I thought of was esports whenever I saw it. So yeah, I legitimately have no idea what's going on. The cartoon is super cute though. Sorry, the cartoon was super cute though, and I thought it was going to be longer. So hopefully we didn't have a hot mic when I was like, oh, that's cute, and then she came right to us because. I honestly have no idea what's going on.
Well, I hope you're excited about what may be coming soon, and I guess we'll have to find out in the next couple weeks, because right now we are going back into the Winter Royale. We are pretty much concluded, like the round robin has concluded. We've narrowed our players all the way down to top 4. So someone very soon here is going to be crowned the Winter Monarch. So wow, we're gonna get right into the first match here. It's gonna be Radish versus Kaina. Now, this is on the winner's side of the top 4. Duke, you wanna just quickly explain, like, I guess the format, just to remind everyone?
Yeah, so of course we had the whole round robin phase where everybody fought everyone, and then depending on how people did, their set counts, and then down to their game counts, then we kind of put them in positions for this double elimination where 2 people made it out top side of the double elimination bracket, 2 people made it out on the bottom side. Radish, having lost only 1 set today, is the one who came in at the top. Alongside him is Kaina, who just eked out over Luna. They had tied set counts, but I believe the score count, the game count, might have been slightly different and in favor of Kaina.
And that's a huge difference. Like, first seed and second seed doesn't really matter because you're either like you're here or you're here. No difference. Third seed and fourth seed don't really have a difference between those because you're either here or you're here. Really no difference there. But between second and third seed is a massive difference because that's the difference between top side of the bracket or bottom side of the bracket. Because it's a double elimination, I mean, most people at home are now familiar with that, as that's been Brawlhalla Esports since the beginning. You have 2 chances to lose a set if you start out on the winner's side of the bracket. You only have 1 chance if you start out on the elimination side of the bracket. So now, like, I mean, we had some serious games before, but like now we're really getting into it, and you can't look down the road and say, okay, well, if I lose this set, then like I'm still going to play all the other players today. Like, no, that's done. Round robin is done. You have to wash your hands of that, whether it was good, whether it was bad, and realize we're in top 4 now. Everything changes.
Yeah, and it's literally, this is like, it's on the line now, especially if you're on the elimination side. Now, I want to go back to some predictions here, right? We talked about it in pre-show. We know.
I don't want to.
Well, okay. Well, Sparky, we know your prediction. Duke, we know yours. But what about the viewers at home?
Wait, do they still have time?
Oh, do they still have time? I mean, well, this is back in pre-show.
They did it earlier. Okay.
Okay,
cool. I was like, they got unfair information.
Okay. Yes, this is the prediction that happened back in pre-show. So hopefully, I mean, maybe some folks might want to change their minds, but too bad. We're going to be looking at predictions that happened during the pre-show when we were talking about our predictions here. So let me see here. So here's the viewer predictions here. So back in pre-show, a lot of people were rooting for Godly here. Sparky, what do you think about this lineup, this prediction for the viewers?
I mean, like based on what a lot of people were saying in the beginning before we have any of the results that we've had, these aren't bad. I would have put Stingray in my top 3 over Luna. I would have put him in 3rd place, but then he said, I'm going to play Brynn. And I'm just reminded of the tweet that someone said, like, he's picking Axe in top 8 1v1s. Bro does not want to win. So I thought about that, and that made me move Stingray out. So, like, Stingray in 3rd place, not a bad choice whatsoever. Obviously, like, putting Luna in your top 3, not a bad choice. I put Luna in my top 3. Putting Godly coming out on top, I did that as well. Most people probably did that as well. It was probably a big thing between Godly and Kaina with some Luna in there as well from people like you or those real North American heads.
I mean, it's literally you take the World Championship bracket, take out Impala, and that's what you have. You have Godly who got 2nd, Luna who got 3rd, and then Stingray who got 4th. And so it makes a lot of sense as that's the viewer predictions. It's just also like funny looking back because that's not happening.
Yep. But they picked Luna in their top 3.
I was like to say, Luna's still there.
He is starting in the elimination bracket, so he's going to have to move all the way back up. He's going to have to fight Sack, and he's going to have to fight the loser between Radish and Kaina before he gets the chance to possibly get that silver medal or push for 1st.
So now, looking at the viewer predictions back in pre-show, now we can maybe look at the viewer votes now for maybe top 4. Who's going to actually secure that W and make it out on top? And right now, between Radish versus Kaina, we can see it right here.
These are probably early votes where there's only a handful of votes in. The fact that Kaina just got an additional percentage points, I'm genuinely surprised by that, given that Kaina lost to Radish in the round robin phase.
That's the big thing, right? Is like I think by just raw fan potential, there's a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, Kaina, I love the name. But at the end of the day, like looking at the bracket, we got to see everyone play everyone, and it was Radish who took the dub in their last fight.
I mean, maybe we just have a lot of South America fans in the chat right now.
That's definitely what it is.
Really rooting for their heart for Kaina, for Sack, because I kind of agree. I find this kind of surprising, this viewer vote, which is happening live. This is happening live right now. The percentage changes that you saw and things, that was happening live. And so we chat,
and
viewers.
It's stable where it is right now. I thought maybe we got in and like, okay, 3 people voted for Kaina and then 2 people voted for Radish. And I was expecting it to jump all over the place, but no. Looks like by the time the vote was over, thank you. I'm guessing Mods did that. I don't know if Mods did that.
Yeah,
shout out to Mods, regardless of whether or not they started the vote. Shout out to Mods.
Well, speaking about Radish, because Radish really is showing up for this Winter Royale. Yesterday, we got to interview Radish, and so let's just kind of check that footage out.
Hey, my name's Radish, and you know, I'm that Petra player that y'all want to see. I am 17 years old and live in Pennsylvania, like along with Sandstorm and Java. Yeah, I'm like the winter champion, so have a lot of expectations for myself over here. Think I could do well. For this tournament, you know, I didn't do anything really special compared to like what I did for winters. I just like, you know, played ranks, sparred with people like Meg D, Sandstorm, Luna, Impala, you know, just the usual stuff. I actually prefer the round robin over anything else because, like, you know, I want to fight everyone that's over here. I want to like be against and like see how I perform against the best in the world. So I actually like it a lot, and the top 4 is like a good motivation to like play good every single set. So I actually like downloaded Brawlhalla. I didn't download Brawlhalla. I like played it at a friend's house like 2016 maybe, but I never brought it back again until like 3 years ago, where like one of my friends, like they got their laptop and they were playing this game. I was like, oh, I've seen this game before. So I re-downloaded it, I tried it again, and like I just got hooked on. I just started playing, started improving, and I'm here now. There wasn't actually really like a breaking point for that. Like I just ended up like getting higher and higher, and eventually I learned about tournaments. I just started playing in them. You know, the first tournament I probably got some like 193rd or something, I don't really know, but eventually I just started placing higher and higher, and like there was never really a point where I like realized that I was just like a pro. It just happened, I feel like.
That he would have to like basically pick up and start running all the way from the ground floor. Okay, he's done.
On time out, and the side stick will not connect with Stingray. Radish keeps it going, goes into the nair.
so that you can play the same game with them. And Radish is one of those very fast-paced players.
And then she just answers right back with a very fast one.
That was so close. It's going to take one more side air. He almost picked up that sideline side air, and there it is. Radish is your 2023 North American Winter Champion.
I love that Radish is just like, yeah, I'm that Petra person. And really, he is showing up so well. Like, I am so curious to see if anyone can really, you know, deal with his Petra, because he's been playing it and really doing fantastic about it. Dukes, any thoughts about that?
There's one person who has done well against Radish's Petra today, and that's Luna, who's still existent in the bracket. He's on the elimination side of things, so there is that potential for somebody to have that answer, but it is going to be kind of a challenge to get to that spot. It would take both well, I guess it would take Radish continuing on and then Luna continuing on, and they'll either meet in the elimination bracket or in the grand finals.
So now that we've gone through the round robin phase, Radish and Kaina are actually tied 1-1 in career sets. Of course, one of the victories was for Radish, and it came from the round robin phase. The other victory was for Kaina, and that came from the World Championship. At the round robin, it was a 3-1, but at the World Championship, it was a 3-2. So Radish was able to take a very close set at BCX, turn it around, and then get more momentum in his favor. It didn't take a game 5 with Kaina. It was done all the way in game 4.
Well, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and hand it to y'all, because it's time now to find out who's going to come on top in this Winter Royale, starting with Radish versus Kaina.
The ultimate battle. I mean, Sparky, you and I both did interviews with all of these players and some of the stuff that we got to see. And one of the things that I took away from my interviews with all these players is, like, this is that opportunity to show not only that your region is potentially still on top, but that you are at the top of the game right now. This isn't quite the World Championship, but it's kind of like you said, that quarterly check-in to see who is the best of the best. We got people from all over the world, but now it's just South America and North America battling it out to see who can be the champion.
So piggybacking off of what Radish said in that little interview clip that we saw, is he said that, like, I didn't really, like, see myself as a pro until all of a sudden it was like he woke up one day and he just realized it happened. He realized he was that guy at that point. And early on in his career, he looked at, like, Boomy and Sandstorm, and this was, like, really, really early on. And then all of a sudden, he found himself, like, being compared to those. He was in the conversation with those players. And being that solo Petra, that only really Petra that we see placing in tournaments around the world, means he has all of a sudden become one of those players. Now, I'm not going to quite say that he's on the iconic level that Sandstorm is with his more decks, but Radish having that Petra, being that symbol of Petra, it is absolutely iconic.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool when people kind of stick to a singular character, in part because, like, if I'm a fan, if I'm a Petra main myself, I'm looking to him. I'm saying, that's my guy. I don't care what happens. I'm rooting for him. On the other side, Kaina making a rare swap. We've been seeing him on the Asuri throughout most of today, but it looks like it's going to be the Koji, the swap, to work against Petra.
So the important thing here is to look at what he did when he was playing Asuri. We saw a lot of sword play coming out of his Asuri. Of course, we know that from his Bodvar back in the day when that legend was more meta. Man, how is he already orange? How does Radish already have Kaina in the orange 20 seconds into the game? But this is a normal pick for Kaina, even though it has been that Asuri lately, carrying over the sword and, of course, having Bo, a very strong weapon right now. We haven't really seen very many people play Bo. Neutral signature. Radish already starting off this one, looking even more confident than before. Kaina just barely getting back to the stage. Back-to-back inlights coming out. He's going to have to do so much. The unarmed almost taken out off the top. That side air would have done it, but no, D-Light side air in the neutral light, kind of fighting back.
No, but he's getting damage done. He's still holding on to this first stock, which gives him opportunities, but he neutralites the wrong direction, and that gives the opening Radish needs to get that initial stock, but we'll see if he can push this advantage.
Kind of coming in unarmed. There is a weapon spawn on the field. Radish is not going to really focus too much on weapon starving, because that means he's going to have to pick up his orb, throw it away, grab a pair of gauntlets, possibly be stuck on that. And why would you do that when your orb looks this dang good?
I mean, his orb has been basically immaculate. Basically, no one has been able to find an answer to the orb, and when they do, he's like, well, I still have gauntlets. I still have this big hitting N-Sig and those recoveries that have been so effective. Charged up, but it's just a bait. He gets a nair, but it's still good damage onto the second stock of Kaina.
Great timing on that recovery from Kaina to not get hit by that signature and still make it through in time to then have that signature not act as a bait, where Radish finds a connection and actually gets the stock. He is eventually going to get the stock here, and now Radish has a 2-stock lead. This Koji is an experiment for Kaina. It is a smart experiment for Kaina. We'll see if he tries to push that into a game 2 now that he's learned more of what Radish has and how he can play this Koji into the Radish, but we also might see him make the immediate swap, because let's be real, this is not working.
Yeah, I mean, the Koji, it's just like, part of the reason why you're playing it is likely for that bow, but we haven't seen anything too amazing with the bow. We haven't seen like a lot of downlight pressure. We haven't seen all sorts of like offstage diagonal pressure. Instead, it's back to that sword. He just wants high dex sword, it looks like.
Neutral light coming through. You see him jump in, kind of staying in place, figuring out if Radish wants to like dodge in, jump, maybe move back a little bit. Kind of now back on the sword, his main weapon for sure.
Sidelight chasing forward. Radish gonna commit hard there. Double sidelight into the recovery, and Radish takes game number 1 in convincing fashion.
Gonna look at the damage breakdown between these two weapons from these two players. Of course, from Radish, no surprise whatsoever, 244 on the orb, but 234 on the gauntlet, so he's really splitting it right down the middle. Similar thing for Kaina as well, 189 on his sword and 109 on the bow. So both of these players doing similar damage between their two weapons, even though, of course, in the long run, Radish's numbers are just higher.
Yeah, pretty nice split between both of them, with a slight lean towards those prominent weapons, the ones that we kind of keep calling out. But the question is, was there a swap on the side of Kaina? Of course, we saw the Koji, we saw the Asuri. It likely will be something still sticking with the sword, but we can't see the legend just out of frame at the top left. Oh, it is the Asuri swap.
Yep, not surprised at that whatsoever. One more thing I do want to point out, because we talked about it earlier, is Kaina's movement, specifically his dashes. 64 dashes came out from Radish. Kaina did 93. He did 50% more dashing than Radish did that entire game, and that's normal. Kaina's dashing all the time. He'll dash forward, dash back. He does that probably more than most players out there.
Yeah, he definitely likes to utilize dash dancing, kind of just have that nice grounded control. Radish has been getting in very aerially, and that's one thing that works really well for him with that orb as well, is like he can do those like falling Sairs a lot against Kaina.
Sword now in Kaina's hand. He has the damage lead here. We're about 30 seconds into this game. Now, last game at this point, Radish already had Kaina in the orange. Now he has him in the orange again, but still just a little bit behind him. Nice landing punish coming out from Radish there, just grabbing the sidelight side air, sending Kaina off stage. Likely going to be finishing up. Yep, and you know that Kaina knew it was over. GC side sig trying to get to that blast zone as quickly as possible, hoping to get back on the stage and grab a weapon, but no, Radish was going to juggle him. Spawn comes in, grabs the Katars.
Over to the Katars, one of the reasons why he did this swap over to the Asuri. Gets in,
Nice.
gets the down sig, and that's the stock evener.
So something that Kaina has been really strong on today, and always really has been, is his punishes. Like, we talk about his reaction time. He's so quick with the punishes. So I want to see those big punishes, those big game-changing punishes like we just saw, still able to get back, gets away from that down signature. It's something he's been doing all day.
Yo!
Oh my, dude, just take him to the sky. Just let him land! He's running out of gas!
Hitting nair recovery. Like, the only reason why that stopped is because he, as a player in the game, physically ran out of the ability to do recoveries, but he's still doing damage onto Kaina.
Landing
Falling
back on the stage, down air to get back. Nice little neutral light. There's a solid punish, but again, it's that side light. Not able to do too much off of that. Just gets the one hit. Kaina now a little bit behind in damage. There's a weapon spawn on the field. It's the orb for Radish. Man, every time Radish picks up an orb, I'm afraid, man. I don't like it.
Dude, his sidelight Sair game, he does not miss. He gets more Sairs, and he's getting more stocks off of Kaina.
Juggling the weapons just a little bit. He doesn't juggle it further because he doesn't want to be stuck on the gauntlets. Neutral light comes in. Oh, almost picks up that dare. Sidelighting, then gets punished.
Kaina has the opportunity to potentially even this one up. Still putting out more damage onto Radish here.
Ooh, GC D-Light into
quick.
the unarmed recovery. Still not enough to take off the top. This game is starting to slip away from Kaina, though he does have the sword in his hand, so he has the consistent KO options. This time it's going to be a D-Light side air, sending over to the right side. Has his choice of weapon. Yep, largely going to stick with that sword. Those consistent follow-up options. See, like, that. Who's doing that? Not many people are doing that.
The chase dodge forward into immediate back dodge. Just trying to mix up the opponents. His crossovers, right, have been something that have been so cool. Seeing Kaina do this, like, just back and forth around the opponents. But Radish, he's just not having it. He's just like, you know what? Side light, side air.
Weapon spawn on the field. Neither player going to go for it. Kaina fighting his way back into this one. Has Radish in the yellow, but if he's flying up there, man, I'm worried about the recovery coming out from Radish's orb. That's going to be it.
Player 1.
And Radish is up big. Wait, he's not 2-0, right?
That he's now 2-0.
He's now 2-0. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, he was not 2-0.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought I just like missed
They
the game
updated that
completely.
score. That was a live update. They did that one real quick. They saw the writing on the
dude
wall.
in the back was ready.
Yeah. There you see the graph in front of you. You see, actually, I'm surprised we see that much damage on Kaina's Katars, given that he played kind of the second half of the game on Sword. I guess that's the damage output that he had in the first half that he didn't have in the second. Meanwhile, of course, no strange numbers coming out from Radish. Exactly what we expect. 414. That time, Kaina put out 105 dashes. 11 more dashes than the previous game. Meanwhile, Radish put one more out than he did previously. So basically the exact same number.
I mean, you can dash all day, but if you're not getting hits and if you're not hitting, then it does not matter. And right now, Radish is the one. He is utilizing his dashes to great effect. While Kaina does get in, throws out the neutral light, but another N-Sig coming out from Radish, throws out the side Sig, not gonna hit.
I almost thought he was going to go with the double N-Sig, and I think that's probably what Radish wanted Kaina to think. So like Kaina fast falls down, and all of a sudden, boom, here's the side Sig.
Try to mind game a little bit there, you know, just mix up a little bit. Haven't seen the down Sig yet from Radish Scotland's. Doesn't hit the recovery, but he's got Kaina in KO percent as he hits the recovery at the top of the map.
Just chasing him across the stage. If he jumps, he's got to be worried about the recovery or the neutral signature or the other neutral signature.
He's in the head of Kaina. Read that dodge, got him with the N-Sig. He is just getting so much extra credit.
Okay, kind of finally getting Radish into the red. He picks up a D-Light recovery from the middle of the stage. Probably not going to KO. That's why you see him going for the D-Light side air, especially because he was close to the left blast zone. Oh, no! That goofy D-Light pickup that can drop right over on the corner. You know, that's heartbreaking for Kaina. And then he walks right into the GC N-Sig from Radish on the corner. D-Light recovery takes off the top. But, man, Kaina is so far behind now.
Sticking with the sword here against Radish. He needs to find so much safe damage, something he has not been able to do, but this is Radish stuck on his kind of awkward weapon, that weapon he hasn't been as effective with.
But he has been really solid at KOing with it. He's been doing it with the gauntlet recovery. Like that exact, we've seen that exact moment right there leading to KO like several times, even this game. So that's not a surprise whatsoever that he almost ended up picking that one up. Now he's picking up the orb, D-Light side air from Kaina, doing his best to fight his way back in this, adding up some good damage. Hasn't been picked up. If he stays middle of the stage, I don't know if a side-light side air will KO at this point.
I mean, there is quite a bit of damage put out onto Kaina. Could be a lot of things at KO. Good avoidance from Kaina. He goes for just a weapon toss just in case Radish dips back. Neutral light.
Really worried that that okay, Kaina is completely avoiding that N-Sig now. Nice weapon toss. Not going to have enough to get back. Kaina with a lead. He needs this. He absolutely needs to hold on to this lead as long as he can. Picks up the sword. Keep Radish weapon starved. You have to do that.
Like we said, this is the double elimination side of things, so a loss here for Kaina means he goes to the elimination side of things, and Radish will guarantee a top 2 finish, but final stocks here in game number 3.
Gonna be the Katars here. Back-to-back dares, making contact. Kaina, he's found a couple hits himself. Going off stage. Is he gonna look for the dodge? Oh my gosh!
He touches, still alive. Kaina getting damage onto Radish. This is his opportunity. He wants the game 4.
It's Kaina on one of his main weapons. Radish on a quote-unquote off weapon. Kaina's just waiting for the landing. Is he going to go? Radish is like one jump height. Is he going to go for the GCD light? He might be afraid to risk that jump.
I mean, Radish isn't giving him much more than
Dude,
a
it's BCX again. It's BCX again. I'm
Kaina,
watching it happen all over again.
Run it out, And that's it. Radish is going into the grand finals 3-0 over Kaina.
Kaina just kind of falling apart towards the end, really looking for those opportunities, and when they don't present themselves, he just has trouble closing out those games. That's what I was talking about in the pre-show. Just needs a little bit more time, because those moments, that's what I'm talking about. Those were the BCX moments. We saw him do it against Stingray. We saw kind of do it against Godly as well. Now we've seen him do it against Radish.
I mean, on the other side, Radish, he is taking every single set and growing from them. You talked about the set history. Used to be 3-2 at BCX, used to be 3-1 at the round robin stages, and now he 3-0s Kaina to earn his spot in the grand finals. Radish, I mean, what more can you say about the kid?
I'm so mad because this is like proving Tazza right. As we get further into the bracket, Tazza is proven more right, and like as much as I'm happy for Radish, Tazza winning is not something that sits lightly on my mind.
Yeah, it's really, it's criminal in a lot of ways, but I mean, what can you say? The orb play, the gauntlet play, he put out 365 damage on his gauntlets in that last game, so he definitely wasn't all about the orb, but still, like, he's just getting everything right.
And this is giving me vibes of like kind of back in the day where we all kind of decided that like North America determines the meta. Even if EU is like doing their own thing and they have their own things that are successful, like specific.
Radish, I doubted him at first, and even worse than that, I was wrong compared to Tazza, who didn't doubt him. So my day is just not going great. But Radish's day is going very well on the back of this Orb and Gauntlets gameplay. You keep hearing Sparky talking about how these Gauntlets are his secondary weapon, his off weapon. If my off weapon looked like this, I would never lose a tournament again. Simple as that. Because he's getting these double sidelight reads just off the bat. He continues on with the Orb. He probably has the best neutral at this event so far. He's getting every single one of these sidelights right where he needs them and right when he wants them. He's been playing out of his mind on the ground and in the air with both the weapons he has in his hands. And the edge guards are also, we see another sidelight start come out here, and before Kaina can even touch the ground, he doesn't even threaten to go off stage because he knows Petra has that lockdown with the down sig and the down air. So he tries to go up high, and Radish is right there ready to cover that as well. Once again, the gauntlets, his apparent off weapon, he's able to do this with, he continues to hit the sidelights, goes for the reads, and he doesn't get the recovery read, but instantly he's back on the ground, punishing with a side air, following his opponents high into the sky, and getting that recovery. He's excellent with both weapons in hand. You can't even tell the difference with which one he mains. He has a level 50 on that on the battle boots, like we mentioned earlier, but you have to remember that that character also comes with the gauntlets as well. So he's just been practicing these gauntlets the entire time. He's practiced the orb the entire time. He's juggling these weapons, but it doesn't matter which one he's going to pick up, because as soon as he does, the neutral game is back into it. He hits that beautiful end, like gets the dodge in read, and then gets the end sig off the rip. And that's just a lot of damage added up almost immediately from Radish here. And let's look at this play right here, this neutral gameplay, where he almost doesn't get hit the entire rest of this match, and he actually doesn't get hit the entire rest of the match. Goes through the sidelight, and then he just moves on his opponent. The side air comes through. Before Kaina can react, he's just jumping neutral. The next side air comes through. The next side air comes through, and it's all but confirmed. Kaina has to dodge the weapon throw. He's not going to have enough options to make it back to the stage. Radish, he's on top of the world right now. He's staying in grand finals, and the Tasters are going to show you what's next.
Radish, of course, guarantees his top 2 finish, but of course, it's not done yet. We now go to the elimination side of things in our top 4 to watch another North American versus South American battle, as it's going to be Sack versus Luna.
Now, when they met in the round robin phase, to a lot of people's surprise, except maybe Sack, I don't know, Sack came out on top against Luna. Luna was able to come out on top against Radish, and he 3-0'd him, and then all of a sudden,
confirmed. Kaina has to dodge the weapon throw. He's not going to have enough options to make it back to the stage. Radish, he's on top of the world right now. He's staying in grand finals, and the Tasters are going to show you what's next.
Radish, of course, guarantees his top 2 finish, but of course, it's not done yet. We now go to the elimination side of things in our top 4 to watch another North American versus South American battle, as it's going to be Sack versus Luna.
Now, when they met in the round robin phase, to a lot of people's surprise, except maybe Sack, I don't know, Sack came out on top against Luna. Luna was able to come out on top against Radish, and he 3-0'd him, and then all of a sudden, Sack comes out of nowhere. Here's the 3-1 from Sack, a confident victory.
Yeah, I think it was definitely one of the upsets. It was early on in the day, too, which really kind of set the tone for like, hey, I think we need to be looking at this Sack guy a little bit more seriously as not just the representative who was filling for U's, but as more of a person who came here to play as a representative of South America. And he's been doing amazingly for himself. Of course, he earned his spot here in the top 4. He earned it very early today, too, because he got his wins early, and one of them, again, was over Luna.
Now, these two players, aside from that, before the round-robin phase, have never met in tournament before. There we see the viewer vote on the screen, and it is heavily in favor of Luna, which actually really surprises me, because, like, if you look at the numbers, just the overall career numbers, it favors Luna. If you look at the recent history of just earlier today, it favors Sack. If you look at the region that people really kind of want to win, it's barely North America, and then right behind that is South America. So the fact that this is skewed so heavily in Luna's favor does surprise me.
Yeah, it's interesting, I guess, maybe because it's off the back of the last one where they were so wrong that maybe they're like, oh, you know what, we should give more love to this North American.
Okay.
Or maybe it's just because there's a lot of Luna fans out there in comparison to Sack, because like, no offense to Sack, he's not exactly like the top person that people think of for South America, but I feel like people are doing him a disservice. You got to remember, he 3-1 to Luna, 3-1 to Luna, literally just a couple hours ago.
Yep.
Like, y'all are playing with fire a little bit with your votes.
I think you might be giving Twitch chat a little bit too much credit to like understand their behavior, learn from it, and then move on in the correct direction to correct what they did wrong. That's not how Twitch chat works. That's never how Twitch chat will ever work.
So, you know, sometimes they're just trying to make the funny number go up on the right side. So,
that's true.
I can't fully fault them. But, man, it is still very surprising. This is going to be an interesting one. Again, opportunities here for people to learn from their past matchups, or to just be like, you know what, I did really well last time. I'm going to just do it again. Sack, of course, will likely be coming in with the Asuri. I think we saw him on the Tezca for a little bit really early on today. But other than that, probably just going to be all about that Asuri. And Luna's pretty much not swapped off the Lucian all day today.
Yeah, both of these players stuck on those legends throughout the entire set that they had together. Now, there was, let's see, I'm looking for Luna here. Luna against Stingray. There were certainly some legend swaps there. So we do see a possible Mordex potential coming out from Luna. Not even looking at just like previous tournament history, but like specifically earlier today against Stingray. First 2 games, he lost with Lucian and then moved on and won 3 in a row with the Mordex. So that certainly is something that he has played today. He has found success today, and he's also warmed up today.
I feel like that's specifically a matchup between him and Stingray, though, because we've kind of seen that happen. Happened a little bit at Winter Championship. I think it's happened also at the World Championship. Like, they kind of have that weird dichotomy of, like, they've played against each other so much that they have to go into these off-meta picks or these kind of different meta picks specifically for each other.
So we're going to be getting into this one. It is, of course, Sack versus Luna. It's going to be Sack on the left side of your screen, Luna on the right side of your screen. Seeing a little bit of a yawn coming out from Sack here. Maybe he's a little bit tired. I know I certainly was just a little bit earlier. I had to go on a little bit of walk before we get into this top 4. But now I am energized and ready to go. I think once this game starts, the same thing will be said for Sack. It looks like they're giving the readies, giving the go-aheads up here in just a few moments. This is going to be an interesting one, given that that, did we see Sack versus Luna on stream?
I don't believe so.
Okay, that's what I thought as well.
I feel like we checked the bracket and we're like, oh.
Yes.
That's interesting.
That does sound correct. That was going off, quote-unquote, off-stream, but not really off-stream because it was still available via twitch.tv/Brawlhalla/command center, where you could go between what's actually occurring on this quote-unquote stream and then what is going on the quote-unquote off-stream. But, of course, that won't really matter anymore for today specifically, given that everything is happening here for the top 4.
Sack trying to decide what he wants to listen to potentially. Maybe he's going through the playlist. On the other side, Luna maybe getting some controller set up here. I think one of the few controller players in the entire bracket today, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think of who else would be a controller player.
I always forget.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought Stingray was a controller player until we saw him literally stand up today
with the keyboard,
rolling up the cord on his keyboard. So I always forget. I just assume everybody is keyboard, and then I'm always like pleasantly surprised, like, oh, that's a controller player. He just like me, for real.
Yeah. Except he's not like me because I'm a keyboard player.
Yep. Of course, still on that controller after all this time. It just feels good for him. So a lot of players have made the swap, but if you're wondering out there whether or not you need to make the swap to keyboard, you don't have to.
You don't have to. Just do what's comfortable.
Yep.
I'm always fascinated because, like, keyboard players, I think they have, like, very specific keyboards that they're like, it needs to be this one with these switches, with these keys, and it, like, if it's not this, then it doesn't feel right, and they're going to struggle. But for controller players, like, is every Xbox One controller the same for them? Like, is every PS5 controller the same for them? You know what I mean?
Yes, in a way, like in the same way that like every Corsair K70 is the same. So if you like,
but mine has a specific number of crumbs underneath the keys.
Oh, okay, that's important. But for me, I'm a D-pad player. So like every controller D-pad is horrendous. All of them are terrible. One day someone will make a good D-pad that feels good on this game, but it really comes down to like the hardware comfortability that you have, and specifically what you want to do with that hardware, right? Like if you're a joystick player, you might be looking for a controller with gates on it that has those like triangles, so you know that you're holding straight up or straight right or straight down.
Like it's not a perfect circle around the stick, but it's got maybe some like flat edges, like a I think the Xbox controller has that.
Some of them do. I don't think the base like 360 controller does, but I recently just got a controller that has gates on it. I haven't tried it with Brawlhalla yet. I really just got it from Mario that I never play. But so yeah, it's that like hardware preferability that you have, whether or not the buttons feel really good to press down, just like keys. So you really have to like pick and choose. Like if you get the Xbox 360 controller, because the buttons feel good, but the D-pad is a war crime and it needs to be thrown away.
That's why you got to get your specifically modded controller. But it seems like they're good, they're in, and of course they're playing those picks. A little bit of a swap. That's Luna on the Lucian, Sack on the Asuri. But we're getting right on into this elimination semi-final. Winner of this gets a top 3 finish here at the Winter Royale.
And we're starting this one small, Brawlhaven. It would surprise me. Actually, no, it really wouldn't surprise me if we move on, just because Lucian being a lower strength legend on this map, it's got to feel good for Luna. Maybe Sack wants to push that to another map.
Weirdly enough, I think both of like these legends like this map. I see a lot of Asuris like Small Brawlhaven, and I see a lot of Lucians like this map as well. Right now, Luna would love a weapon in hand, as Sack is just denying any sort of ground touch.
Sack over the edge, recovers. That also touches the wall, resets his jumps, and gets the KO. The recovery on that one. Yeah, like you're going to be picking up those recoveries, and those can be tough to pick up sometimes. There's no like reliable setup into that recovery that you can hit really every time. So getting that there on another map might not have led to the KO, but the neutral signature from Luna's blasters certainly does. And we're in an even game here, just coming up under a minute into this one.
Luna very patient on his weapon juggling, right? He's really timed it out where he wants it right as the opponent is coming down. But, of course, he wanted those guitars, catches the down air, gets a nice chunk of damage onto Sack.
Bunch of guitar players floating around, throwing out neutral airs. That's classic guitar gameplay, but the decent
2 in a row.
Coming out with some classic Lucian gameplay. That's going to huge lead for Luna on this one. He's going to be feeling good. You even see the taunt.
Yeah, the taunts coming out from Luna. He's feeling emotional right now as he gets another downer, but Sack with the wake up neutral light doesn't dodge up for Luna's dare to hit.
Oh, Luna
like gets more. Picks it
still
up.
Going!
In the sky, Sack with the turnaround.
Oh, if you had just a little bit more damage, that's a stock. D-Light side air going to send Luna off stage. Coming in with a ground pound. Almost, that dodge almost came out a little bit too early for Luna, but he timed it perfect and is able to get this turnaround here and close out the game without losing that second stock. Huge game for Luna.
Yeah, that was a nice win for Luna, but given that you and I did not get to catch their previous match where it went 3-1, I'm hoping this is not shades of that match where Luna wins game 1 and then Sack comes back.
Well, the order is going to be different here because Luna actually won game 3 after going down 0-2, and then Sack closed it out in game 4. So this time Luna is coming out of the gate schmoving.
Okay, now it's on Sack to see if he can make that adjustment. Luna over the blasters doesn't do anything off of the downlight. A little bit of thinking there, like we saw him stutter forward and ultimately threw out a sidelight. He's been doing downlight dash jump down air a lot, but
Ooh, the blasters coming out here. Most of the work was done last game on the back of those guitars coming out from Luna, but this time he's showing that blaster's prowess.
downlight.
Oh my goodness.
Not quite enough damage though.
Last game he did 90 on the blasters. He's already done more than that here right in the beginning in just under 30 seconds.
Blasters looking clean, Guitar's looking clean. He's hit all 3 of his guitar down signatures in this set so far. But on the other side, Sack's still swinging back because he's still got that first stock.
Those Sayers coming out. Now we're seeing that real classic Lucian play. Those like fade away side airs coming out. There's the D-Light side air. Doesn't even want to worry about the D-Light into the recovery. We saw, who dropped that earlier?
Was that knees?
It might have been, yeah, it was knees. It was knees. It does Van Thurl. That ain't happening, brother. You know he's picking that one up. But yeah, Luna goes for the D-Light side air there. Doesn't have to worry about the complication, but also left Lasso, it's closer.
Nice catch from Luna, back on those guitars. His jump downer has been catching Sack's dodge. That time wasn't able to get more. Sack ended up going left, I believe, as Luna threw out that side light, so didn't end up hitting him.
Ooh, Luna's finding the damage. He's stuck right on top of Sack. I think Sack doesn't know what to do. He's worried about throwing that get off me tool the wrong way.
I mean, it can be a big commitment, but he does find that downlight recovery, keeping the stock count even. Took a decent chunk of damage, but not undoable.
Oh my gosh, who is this Luna and where was he earlier in the day, especially during the previous set with Sack?
Mans is nocturnal. He's still tired. He's like, my alarm clock was a little too early today, as he was not ready to wake up. But now he is wide awake and he is playing 2-stock advantage over Sack right now. Catches that neutral light, doesn't get the chase dodge there.
I wonder if Godly was tired too from going to Waffle House like 3 a.m. last night. Maybe that
They
was
went
some
together.
sabotage. There's the neutral light coming out from Sack, trying to control the middle of the stage. Gets over that sideline. Okay, one of the rare sword neutral signatures on this character. Oh! And he pushed too far, and Luna capitalized more than willing to throw away his own stock there as well because he had money to burn.
Yeah, that was absolutely worth. You can see that top hat. He got cash underneath that one because he was getting those stocks. That nair falling down into a dare ends up getting the KO. And now Sack, he's rethinking things. He's like, you know what? I 3-1'd him last time. What is so different about Luna now?
We aren't seeing the nodding that we saw before that was giving Sack the momentum, or at least a symbol of the momentum that Sack had. Are we seeing a legend swapper sticking with the Asuri? It is a legend swap over to the Tesca, hoping he can put the boots to Luna.
He's hoping those boots are going to be the thing to kick away those blasters, but starts off with the gauntlets. Again, no carryover to the Asuri, but worked pretty all right in the last time we saw it.
Oh, the turnaround there. Okay, and the double dare 2000 into the side air. Luna completely controlling the opening of this game. Sack tried to do the exact same thing. Doesn't quite have the range on those gauntlets. The hitbox on the gauntlet dare is not as big as the blaster's dare.
It is worth mentioning that because this is, again, 703 balance, that dare actually doesn't have that kind of vertical spike that just got added, so it will launch a little bit more horizontally for some different follow-ups. Not sure if Sack is ready for that.
Has the boots. I was going to say in his hands, but nope, they're on his feet. That's where boots go. You only really put the boots on your hands when you're like 9 years old and you walk around the house with like your mom's shoes on your hands.
Or you do like a TikTok where it's only like the bottom half and you've got boots on your feet and hands and it looks like 2 people. couple.
Oh, yeah, when you're lonely and don't have someone else.
My bad.
Weapon toss coming up. Luna's going to grab the guitars. That's going to strip the field, so Sack is going to have to at least hit that unarmed neutral light to send Luna away before going over and grabbing the battle boots.
Yo, but the boots have been working. Sack definitely with the advantage over Luna right now. As he hits the ground pound, Luna needs that weapon toss up, but Sack keeping the pressure going. Luna running out of movement. Ground pound doesn't connect. Sack gets away from the dare. Not going to let Luna get the edge guard. Wait.
Oh, this is going to be tough if Sack loses stock here. No, he's able to get back. D-Light into the recovery. Sack is on the verge of a gigantic lead. He was able to eke out the last engagement, so he didn't lose the stock over on the edge. That likely would have spelled curtains for the game.
Falling Sair from Sack. Bounces Luna. Luna's one hit away from being on that final stock, and the recovery will hit, and Sack gets his pick of boots, and yes, they are going to have the fur.
He is in the orange. Sack with a solid lead here. If he can keep Luna off of a weapon, got in a few good hits. Okay, he's still keeping that going. He was able to add up 50 damage before he got hit by that down air from Luna's guitars. Keeping it going. Keeping it going. It's now 100 damage.
Keeping it going still into the side air. Down sig, he's got the active input, but it won't matter as Luna can't get the touch. Sack puts himself on the board.
He's going to push it to game 4. You see the GGs coming out. Are we going to see the nod here, or are we nodless?
No nods, yeah. Honestly, a little bit of shaking. He's trying to get those hands warmed up, maybe cold in that playroom. But the Tezca looking pretty hot right now as he is on the board.
We're getting back into this one. If we're looking at the damage breakdown, he did 247 of his damage last game on the boots, 197 on the gauntlet. So we're seeing a pretty good split, only about 50 damage between the two.
Oh, but Luna gets the nice bounce into the GC downlight side air. That's good damage. Sack on his gauntlets right now. Does still manage to get that wall touch.
Gauntlet neutral light doesn't immediately push. He kind of waits before he goes for the jump. He's getting hit a lot. He's actually disarmed in the process. Both players going to be looking for the weapon spot. It happens to go to Sack, but Luna hits the side light, sends him flying. There's the side air from the blasters, gets the KO. Luna with a gigantic lead.
And one thing that's really rough for Sack is he just picked up those boots. This means his next weapon is going to be the gauntlets. He's, of course, had pretty decent damage split between the two weapons, but generally, if you're switching to Tezca, you're looking for those boots. Ground pound.
Both players ground pounding onto the main stage. Man, Sack got that hit, and Luna's still in orange. That's rough to see. Sack almost a full stock behind, just waits for that one. Doesn't move into the side air from Luna. Luna stuck over on the wall. You saw the exclamation points coming out. Luna thought he could get a little bit cheeky with that side air. Boom, immediate punish comes out from Sack, gets the KO. It's a signature punish. That changes what's going on.
That's one thing that both South Americans, Sack and Kaina, are really good at, is making it really hard to land.
Trying to keep the string grounded on the stage, but Luna still with the damage output, the unarmed recovery.
Over to the blasters. Once that D-Light recovery, it's going to be a side sig instead. Luna with a healthy lead here, but no taunt. He knows he wants to put this one away.
Has the guitars in hand. Sack going to be moving around on the stage. Able to grab the gauntlets in time, but again, it's those gauntlets.
Oh, caught the dodge down with the double down light.
Brutal. Got it again!
That's good damage. Luna's running away with it.
Luna got 2 dodges from Sack there. That was massive.
Backing up, wants the blasters down light. Recovery, done. Luna closes it out 3-1. Says what happened in the round robin does not matter because he's going to the elimination finals.
Sack is going to be going down in the elimination bracket. He is done here at the Winter Royale. But what a finish from Sack. The guy who was a sub for South America, all of a sudden, our top 4 was filled with 2 South Americans, both players who were invited to this event. So huge, huge congratulations to Sack. He did better than most people would have thought he could do at this tournament.
Yeah, he was definitely the underdog coming into this by a large margin. And the fact that he ended up making it into the top 4, beating out people like Godly, beating out people like Stingray, beating out people like Knees. He earned his spot here and did incredibly well for himself. Cannot understate the fact that he definitely showed up for South America.
And this is going to be Luna, of course, getting the victory. You're going to see the breakdown here. That last game, most of the damage was done on the blasters, but still a nice even split. I love to see that because you know that he can carry on the blasters. You know the damage output is good. You know he can also carry with that giant string we saw in the final game where he caught 2 different dodges in the same string. He's able to do that on the Katars as well. I bet half of the damage that he put out on the Katars are probably from that string on that final game.
Definitely put out some amazing damage on both of his weapons. Was not looking like an off weapon at any point in time. But it's kind of a out of the frying pan into the fire situation here for Luna, because the next person he's going into is Kaina, and if I remember correctly, didn't do too hot against Kaina in the round robin either.
Luna versus Kaina was a 3-0 in favor of Kaina. They both played the exact same 3 legends. Now, Luna does have success against the Asuri. He shows he can beat the legend of Asuri, but can he beat the legend of Kaina?
I mean, they're different Asuris at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
right? A lot more sword-focused when Kaina is on the Asuri compared to the other side where Sak was, I would say, relatively Katar-focused.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, if we look at his stats on the final game, see if they refreshed. They did refresh. I'm sorry.
Tragic.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. I cannot give you those actual numbers, so we'll just have to qualitatively summarize that like you just did.
Yeah, we'll emotionally kind of state that, and also give some time for the people at home to put in their votes, because so far they've been wrong once and right once, because they got Luna.
Okay. I mean, I feel kind of the same way.
Yeah.
You know, we have a possibility of, hey, wait, hold on, let's look at this. So I had Kaina in my top 3. I had Luna in my top 3. Did you have Kaina in your top 3?
I did not.
Ooh, what a mistake! Huge! How could you do that? Oh, wow! What an error! A critical error!
You know, I'm sure you have more that you want to do, and I'll give you time to do it as we go to a short little break to give these players some time before we come back with the final 2 sets of the top 4 of this Winter Royale. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Brawlhalla Esports Year 8. $1 million will be awarded across the season.
And it's starting to increase right now.
With 4 seasonal championships.
For the first time. Great.
4 seasonal invitationals.
We're trying to read that dodge diagonal down in, and that's the Russian. Wow.
3 in-person LAN events. All roads lead to BCX 2023, the open entry Brawlhalla World Championship.
And he's going to put this one away. The weapon toss from Luna, but nothing else. Down the line, recovery! So many owls for Impala, but it's a dare to crown our new world champion.
Oh, sorry. President Brawlhalla. Hey everyone, Alex Jubali here, Fighting Game Tournament Director from CEO, and more importantly today, DreamHack. It's honestly incredible to see how much Brawlhalla has grown since the first BCX event back in 2016 that I was fortunately a part of. Some of my favorite moments as a tournament organizer were working with Foda, Toast, the Brawlhalla team, and the community to bring Brawlhalla to some of our past events. Today, I'm here to share some exciting news with all of you and the return of Brawlhalla LAN events to DreamHack. This year, Brawlhalla is returning across 3 of our events for their Esports Year 8, starting with San Diego in April, Dallas, Texas in June, and Valencia, Spain in July. The even bigger news is that the Brawlhalla team is putting up $70,000 for each event to be divided between singles and doubles, totaling over $200,000 in prize pools at our DreamHack events together. To kick things off, we actually have San Diego registration live right now on start.gg/DHSAN23, with more information coming soon for Dallas and Valencia. That's it for me. Really excited about this announcement today. Keep playing and enjoying Brawlhalla, and we're going to see you soon at our DreamHack events. Oh, and I'd like to thank the Brawlhalla team for supporting me through the Cameo. If you'd like to find me on Cameo for more videos, I'm just kidding. I don't have a Cameo.
No time to rest as the sets are heating up. We've got 2 more sets to find out who will be wearing that nice crown and who will be lifting up the trophy in just a little bit. Up next, we've got Luna versus Kaina. Are you admiring the trophy?
Is it backwards? Like, it's backwards. Is there a reason it's backwards?
Is it facing us?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not going to turn around just
it's for you
on the off chance that like we're not supposed to show like the iconography on it yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm not going to do that in case. Oh, there. Okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to try not to get my greasy fingers on it. So I apologize for all the nasty fingerprints I'm going to put on it. Oh,
wait, no, it was. You're backwards. You're the problem.
What? Oh, I see. What? Oh, I see.
It was legible, and then you made it illegible, and now wait.
Okay, well,
let the camera focus.
They put it on the back, and they did it backwards.
That way, when you smudge it, it doesn't smudge the text.
It's still, it still would smudge. If I put smudges here,
yeah,
it would
but then
still
it doesn't
smudge the text.
Well,
because there's smudges in front of.
Yeah, but you can clean that off.
Yeah, okay. So the writing is on the back. Look, they're changing the trophy game on me, and nobody told me. That's not my fault. All right, it's not my fault.
But the writing is not on the wall, at least, to see who is going to be crowned the victor. We've got Kaina and Luna on deck. Haven't seen too much swaps. Actually, no. Kaina did end up kind of changing it up a little bit today, didn't he?
Yes.
He was on the Koji a little while ago. We'll see if he's back to the Asuri against Luna. Would make a lot of sense because, again, the last time they fought earlier today, it was a 3-0 in favor of Kaina.
Yeah, I definitely expect the Asuri to be coming out. And, of course, I don't think there's necessarily any reason just yet for Luna to swap over to a different legend. He swapped over to the Mordex, but, again, we'd mentioned that as the Stingray set, not the Kaina set. So we could see him try, like, game 1 with the Lucian. If it seems like the 3-0 is imminent on that Lucian pick, maybe then we see the swap, or he could go game 1. He could just try to swap things up game 1, see if that switch up gets him the victory there, gets him that momentum. He can then reevaluate. But look at the vote on the screen. 55% for Kaina. Now shrinking just a little bit. Make sure to get your votes, and you can vote live on twitch.tv/Brawlhalla, but still definitely a majority for Kaina.
I got to believe that part of that is, of course, Kaina's record of a 3-0 over Luna. And then you couple that with, I think there's a sizable number of people who just want to see Kaina in the grand finals. They just want to see more of that NA, SA, back and forth competition.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Thank you, Taylor Swift. But I got to believe that's like a decent part of it. And the people who are the 45%, they're just like those hardcore believers that they're like, I'm not going to waste my points on something that I don't actually believe in.
So wait, I have a question, and I don't know if they're going to be able to answer this. The vote is just a vote, though, right? That's not like the channel point.
No, it's the channel point.
Is it?
So it could be like one whale leading it towards a person.
Okay, so it is channel points.
I'm
that's
pretty sure
interesting.
That's how it works.
That's interesting. I was unaware of that. I thought it was just a vote. So yeah, I mean, by doing it with channel points, that's kind of introducing a poll tax. But let's talk about these stats in front of us right here. Of course, you can see the head-to-head. Luna is on the right side of your screen. Basically as like triple the earnings of Kaina. Of course, that's because Kaina has a very short career.
Yeah, kind of the newer up-and-comer for South America. It has not been long that he has been the representative of South America. Even like less than a year ago at the Midseason Invitational, it was not Kaina who was invited to the event. Instead, it was Fiend, it was Wes, and it was Lores. But it's Kaina here and now, ready to fight against Luna, who's already left the seat. He's leaving the building. It's over. GG, DQ him.
Now that you mentioned about MSI and how Kaina was not invited to that, I want to be looking at what his placements were like. When was MSI? It was like July-ish, maybe June or July 12th of 2022. So where was Kaina placing during that time? He was coming like 5th place, 4th place in Sobraldo's. Then he came out about a month later and had a big 2nd place in the South American Summer Championship. That was probably his first like real big top 3 that came out in an official tournament. So that's going to be the reason why he wasn't, his PR wasn't elevated yet to the point where he was going to be the one invited to the midseason invitation.
Also, he might not have had his visa.
That is also
like,
very true.
I think Lores was like PR 14 and was just like one of the people who was capable of coming.
I think you're absolutely right there.
But either way, like he's here now, and we'll see how well he does. And there you see in the lock-ins, of course, no surprise, a Suri on the side of Kaina and Luna playing that Lucian.
Are we going to be going to small Brawlhaven? I didn't happen to catch. No, we're going to Demon Highland. I'm a little bit surprised that Kaina then picked such a bright colored skin here. Normally, we see players looking for those edgy, dark, red and black colors, especially when we go to the Demon Island.
Yeah, there's a mental belief that you can kind of hide within the leaves for some of those darker skins on this map. But of course, like each of them is playing on their own setup, so they can turn on those the background effects that make it so that it's a lot easier to see your opponent.
Neutral Light's coming out. Of course, Kaina has the sword in his hand. Almost got the landing dare, but no, he ends up getting punished. 2 hits, 3 hits coming out from Luna, who has the damage lead.
Soft punish there with the sidelight, but he is still doing those. Luna is a madman. Kaina was so good at punishing those the last time they ran into each other, but this time Luna's like, I don't learn my lesson, and that's a good thing. I'm gonna keep hitting you, and the downlight Sair gives him the first stock.
I'm surprised he actually got the KO with that. He was middle of the stage with it. Now Luna is coming in with the strength stance. I believe both of them probably are.
Generally, I think both characters run strength. Not entirely sure, but Kaina trying to even up this stock count. Katars hits the recovery, but it bounces Luna off the wall, so he gets to hold on to the stock for a little while longer. Downlight recovery, yep, that will even up the stock count. Luna was not able to add up too much damage, despite the fact that he got that initial stock advantage. In fact, it's Kaina with the weapon advantage, and he's starting to add up more onto Luna's second stock.
Okay, chasing him in the air. You saw the character or the legend kind of turn gray, immediately fast falling after that because he knew most of his options were done in the air.
This is the dare. Dare from Luna hits the ground pound, reading that dodge through. Couldn't quite get more though. Luna's getting good damage put out, but Kaina is finding response after response. This is the sidelight. Dare again. Kaina dodges down.
Ooh, okay.
Tricky.
Oh, he does it again! Nice D-Light into the ground pound. He picked up the first one, grabbed the Katars, made contact, finished it off with the second one right over the corner. You saw Luna just peek in his hurt box right over that corner, made line of sight. Boom, out came the D-Light into the ground pound. Great punish there. Kaina with a decent lead. I was going to say it might be a little bit difficult for Luna to find the KO here, except he uses a signature.
I mean, that's been one of his main KO tools, is those signatures. Catches again with that jump down air. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it going. The damage advantage is still in favor of Kaina, trying to chase forward. Doesn't get caught by the side sig.
Not sure if that was just a bait because you saw kind of pretty much minimum charge time that. He didn't hold it all the way over to where Luna was. Nice punish on the landing yet again. Oh. And nice punish on the landing yet again. D-Light side air. He goes for, Luna faking, going under the stage, moving back, but he gets hugely punished for it. And Kaina takes the victory.
Yeah, once he had control, he maintained control. He was keeping Luna on the edge, keeping that pressure going, getting hit after hit, even going down there for that GC neutral light, which ended up not landing onto Luna. But man, he's got such good control of the game in this one.
You're seeing the damage breakdown there. 312 from Kaina's sword compared to the 193 on the Katars. Meanwhile, on the other side, a little bit more even, about 50 damage difference between the two. Actually, exactly 50 damage difference. 244 from the Blasters, 194 from the Katars. So still decent balance between these two players and their weapons, though we are seeing Kaina, of course, lean on that sword like we've come to know for his Asuri.
Yeah, you're seeing that kind of damage difference come across in two things. Kaina's sword and Kaina's gauntlets, or sorry, unarmed. When it comes to just like raw Katars, it's just a 1 damage difference. But really, it's kind of doing just a little bit more when he's got that sword in hand and doing a little bit more when he's got nothing else in hand.
So you're also looking at that damage per engagement, kind of coming out with 36 compared to Luna's 28. And you might look at that and be like, okay, 8 damage is not that much of a difference. But when you're looking at that on a per engagement basis, that means every time they have an engagement, Kaina's getting 8 more. Next one happens, 8 more, 8 more, 8 more, 8 more. You do 10 of those, that's 80 damage. You do 15 of those, that's 120 damage. That's almost the game.
Yeah, those little bits, that slightly higher damage per engagement definitely is a nice boom for Kaina. Looks like Luna's having a little bit of trouble here. He's looking around the room right now.
He's saying, check him PC.
Yeah.
There's no way that this guy beat me. So he's going to be waiting for, okay, we're getting the thumbs up from Luna.
He said the lights were in his eyes. The sun was behind his monitor.
Okay.
And so he's trying to get rid of any Johns that
I can understand that. Hey, I'm wearing sunglasses today, so
yeah.
I understand. See if we see a legend swap coming out from Luna. That game wasn't necessarily like a massive stomp coming out from Kaina, so he could still be going in instead of swapping over to that Mordex like we saw against Stingray. And yeah, it's going to be that Lucian. We're going to be zooming in on the game. We're going to transport into the game like we are Kevin Flynn in the movie Tron, and now all of a sudden we are in the game back again on Demon Island.
We'll see if the change-up for Luna works a little bit better this time. He had some great opportunities. The Katars in particular, like when he gets those dodge reads, he can get so much off of it, but we'll see if he can find those hits onto Kaina, because right now Kaina's utilizing that long range that his sword brings in comparison to the Katars of Luna.
I'm glad that Luna ground pounded on the stage, because I saw Kaina running out of options in the air.
Yeah, Kaina thanking his lucky stars that Luna just misplaced that ground pound.
Luna over on the corner, gets back on the stage with a side air. Oh man, Kaina perfectly spacing that D-Light, ends up getting through it. They were both sweating in the air. You saw Kaina like fade towards him like, I think I want to hit him. Better not. There's the GC D-Light into the recovery. Kaina taking off the top here, going up just under a minute into this game. He's in a pretty good spot. That sent him flying though. He's going to have to worry about those Qatar signatures or maybe getting caught in the air. Ooh. A D-Sig, man. How is he hitting those? It feels like it's 6 years ago, the way that Luna is still hitting those signatures, man. We talked about that at the Winter Championship and how they were getting him into trouble. That's not the case here. He's leveled up.
Yeah, he's been very effective at hitting those, and Kaina is not punishing him. Again, Luna hits the down signature. He is getting damage built up onto Kaina's second stock. Chase dodges up, but he's still keeping the pressure going. Off stage, ground pound misses, and Kaina goes for the turnaround, but Luna dives back in with the Katars.
I kind of wanted Luna to get that chase dodge and then continue with the string, because that would have been so sick. That would have been so sick. He still has a massive lead though. That's sick in and of itself. A huge lead here. We're about 1:50 into this game. There is a weapon spawn on the field. Luna grabbing the set of Katars. He almost seemed like he was close enough to pick up his original set of Katars, but no. Perfect spacing. He was able to grab the new set. Yo, Kaina adding up the damage. Yep, he got the dodge. Didn't go too far.
Oh, that's a punish.
Oh, weak punish, because he was ready for it. I think if he had sword, side sig, he gets the hit there.
Well, I think he just didn't expect it to go so short. Generally, that down sig goes a little bit further, so kind of spaced for that longer distance, but I think because of the way that Luna did it, ended up getting kind of like weirdly stopped by the wall. Dodges away, doesn't get caught by a recovery.
Yeah, I was going over the sword. Credit. You know, he was really happy when that weapon spawn came in, so he didn't have to go for a read, he didn't have to catch Luna jumping. He could just clean this one up with the sword like he's done countless times.
Downlight. He's got the Katars in hand. They're both dash dancing. Nobody wants to overcommit, but Luna dives in with the down sig. Oh, chase turnaround recovery. Keeping that damage, keeping that pressure, and keeping it close as it ties up 1-1.
I want to look at the dashes that game, because the game before, Kaina did 97, Luna did 41. So again, Kaina putting out more than twice as many dashes. That game, it was 89 from Kaina and 47 from Luna. So again, huge difference between these two players. Kaina is using his dash all the dang time. He loves pressing that button. He's gonna wear it out if he's not careful.
I mean, it's kind of logical though when you've got someone like Luna who's going in with these GC down signatures to get back on the stage. Like, what's the best way to punish it? Dash back and hit with a side attack.
Coming into this game, first weapon goes to Kaina. Luna's going to pick up the blasters. We've already seen him start games off so strong with the blasters. We'll see if this one is any different as they're tied 1-1 in the set as we get into game 3.
Recovery thrown out. Luna tried to catch with a nair from below, didn't quite connect. Again, these nairs not hitting. Kaina's been able to get inside of Luna. Side stick thrown out. Luna with the turnaround, just going to be a soft side air. More side airs though.
Oh, this could be rough.
Trouble. Oh, the nair.
That nair completely saved his stock. That might have just saved the game, depending on who comes out victorious in this one. Kaina doesn't get too close on the edge. You don't see him going for that immediate ground pound, even though Luna was disarmed. Gonna have complete control of the weapon, swapping back to the sword. Even picks up the recovery over in the edge guard and gets the stock off the top. Big lead, strips the field.
Kaina trying to push every advantage that he can. Luna over the Katars now. Just a jump nair. That's not going to lead to a KO, but Kaina in the offstage gets caught by the down sig, and it's back to even.
He's still hitting him, man. I got to give him so much credit because we were haranguing him at the Winter Championship. The fact that he has seemingly learned so much with these signatures. We've seen them used so successfully.
Oh.
This could be crazy on the edge. Kaina! Oh no, that's terrible!
He overcommits. He doesn't have enough in the tank to get back up, and Luna watches as he falls, and now that's a massive lead in favor of Luna.
That's a full stock. Kaina's gonna have to play so well. He's gonna have to strip the field. He's gonna have to make sure that the damage output from Luna's low. They've now traded places. Luna immediately grabs the blasters. Good spacing from Kaina to avoid both the neutral light and the down air.
Dash jump nair, a little bit of a delay on that, but he still gets some hits in onto Kaina.
This is big.
He can bring this back.
Oh, he expected Luna to go back in. I half did too, and I was gonna say, man, Luna, just get the weapon, man.
I mean, Luna, he's that wild card. You never know if he's gonna go in or if he's gonna back up, but Kaina hitting the vertical, getting those recoveries, looking for the nair. Wants to even this up.
Kaina really needs to be careful here. Punishes the down sig by hanging low on that wall. Nice down air, likely gonna clean this one up. Oh, the dodge came through, and Kaina was a little bit too impatient with it. Gets away from that D-light. Neutral signature picking up, basically stacked. Almost grabs the GC D-light.
Falling Sair, Luna. Gonna get caught by the side air from Kaina, but Kaina is one good string. A downlight recovery on the blasters would do it, or the haymaker unarmed, and Luna's up 2-1.
I couldn't tell if that was a JV2 or not. We'll be able to see it on the graph. I believe it was, unless it's just so little that I can't even see it. But I think that was a proper JV2. It ended so quickly I couldn't look at the top right of my screen. But if you're looking, again, stellar damage numbers coming out from Luna. The fact that he only had to do 396 damage to take home the victory on that game compared to the 420 that Kaina was able to put out.
That's so fascinating how the damage per engagement still leans in favor of Kaina, but ultimately it's Luna who's got the lead, and we're here in game number 4, and Luna is building up another lead.
The momentum already huge in Luna's favor. He's just chasing Kaina off stage, forcing him to recover back onto the main platform in a more defensive role.
Weapon toss, halting the response. Ground pound thrown out, but Kaina's getting those downlights. Caught the dodge down, but it's just a nair.
Okay, the Qatar neutral really favoring Kaina here.
It's forcing Luna to swap, but he doesn't hit the recovery.
That's tough to pick up when you end up hitting right at the edge of the final blast. I don't know if it's impossible. Ooh, Kaina punishing those D-lights, man, that's crazy.
The movement from Kaina there to get the chase dodge Sair to keep that going onto Luna. Luna needs to find a way to get this stock back. He started off with so much momentum, but Kaina off the back of his guitar neutral, and now it's over to the sword. He is getting so much onto Luna.
Okay. attempting the edge guard, even punishes the landing there. Both of them were in sweat beads. I'm telling you, Kaina makes this legend look like it's a 10 movement speed legend. He's just so fast, but not fast enough to get away from the GCD light into the ground pound from Luna. That's going to take away the first stock of Kaina. Lead still favoring Kaina quite a bit here as he picks up the sword, and Luna continues the Qatar onslaught.
Went for the jump nair, good dodge up, avoids the ground pound, but the wall is going to spike him down, and now Kaina has a huge lead.
And he needed this. We're in game 3 here after a very rough, or sorry, we're in game 4 here after a very rough game 3 where Kaina all of a sudden just fell apart, started to crumble worse than Silicon Valley Bank, but no, he's back into this one. He's more resilient than SVB.
And Luna is missing those down sigs now. Kaina's finding punishes. Luna does get the wall touch off the back of that gravity cancel down sig, but Kaina has so much going for him now.
There's the weapon toss. He gets hit by it, but it's too far away from Luna for Luna to find the punish there. Nice down air, catching the side air off of the bounce, looking for the down air spike. Oh, that was cute.
Not quite enough, though. The weapon toss will still hit. Trying to force out movement options, but Kaina gets over Luna.
Nice.
And now Kaina's got the stage control.
Oh, he didn't touch. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Kaina's going to close out game number 4. We're going to game 5, elimination finals. Winner of this goes on to fight Radish.
Loser of this ends with the bronze medal here at the Brawlhalla 2023 Winter Royale. Look at the damage dealt between those two players. 517 from Kaina compared to the 373 from Luna. That was a 2-stock going the way of Kaina. Really at the end there, he kept catching Luna recovering back to this main stage rather than going over to the wall with those neutral lights on the sword.
Yeah, Kaina's just like on stage edge guards where he's just suffocates the opponent, denies ground touches, denies corner touches, and makes it so hard to return back, are one of the main reasons why he is currently here in game number 5 against Luna. We'll see if Luna can stop the momentum of Kaina.
Jumping in the air, first weapon's gonna go towards Luna. There's the Katars in his hands. Ooh, didn't quite have the range on that down air to actually make contact with Kaina. He grabs the sword. Oh, Luna finding so much damage. He's not been hit yet.
There's Sinceres. He's got good damage, but he had a nice lead in game number 4, and Kaina was able to bring it back. Luna needs to find a stock finisher soon. Nice. Will disarm the sword from Kaina. Falling Sare, denying weapons.
Oh, this is a brutal start, Duke. Oh, that was so close.
Falling Sare, Kaina dancing around it, but he is taking these hits. Luna, what's the edge guard? Downlight Sare, and Luna gonna take a sizable lead here in game number 5.
He was almost in barbecue sauce territory by the time that Sare killed, man. I'm getting vintage Lucian vibes coming out from Luna here at the beginning of this one. D-Light ground pound. Kind of needs to find his way back into this one very quickly. He does not have a lot of damage on Luna. He needs a gimp off the edge, maybe a cheeky dunk with the neutral signature on the Katars. He's found one of those earlier today. He's got to find something quick, though, regardless.
Yo, Luna is fired up right now. He is continuing to press the aggression onto Kaina. Kaina denying weapons. Luna's waiting for the weapon spawn, but he still wants to go in unarmed. Edge guard opportunity here for Kaina.
Just that neutral light. Wasn't quite ready to throw out that down light. I don't think he expected Luna to pop up over that corner that quickly. Even the second time. Oh, just barely. Oh, man, that was too much for me. I'm going to need a break.
Says, no, sir. Stop those down sigs. They are not going to work anymore. As Kaina gets below it and catches Luna. Getting that stock evener, but still the damage is being done. Kaina's in the red.
There's the down air, catching the side air off the bounce. Kind of going very high. Has to be careful not to get picked up. Stays above the down light, gets to the other side of it. Neutral light. Yep, there's the side air follow-up. That's going to be the KO. This game 5 is winding down, and it is heavily in favor of Luna.
Kaina still has not found that big momentum play, but Luna disarms himself. The weapon spawn in favor of Luna. Who caught the dodge there a little bit, but Kaina can't keep it going. Dare kind of fights his way back.
Seeing those 90-degree chase dodges coming out from Kaina, trying to find any movement he can to get the lead here. He dashes so much. He literally dashed like twice as many times again last game, 61 to Luna's 32.
Ooh, Luna's trying to deny weapons over to the blasters. Not quite in KO percent. What was that?
Did he think it didn't hit? What, like, normally you would go for the GC neutral heavy there if you really wanted to make sure. Like, that's why he would have spot dodged, is to cancel it into the neutral heavy. Does get the KO there, but kind of struggling. Like, there is still a light at the end of the tunnel, but like it's a pinpoint. You can just barely see it.
Yeah, someone is hitting the dimmer on that light, but it's still there, way off in the distance. Luna throwing out signatures, making the light a little brighter for Kaina. Down light,
That's
recovery. Luna takes down Kaina. He's going to the grand finals.
That is Kaina finishing at 3rd place here at the Winter Royale. Luna moving on. You see him sitting back down in the chair. That's because as the victor, he's going to be moving on to fight against Radish. But that set Duke all the way to Game 5 after getting 3-0'd by Kaina earlier today.
I mean, that was definitely an intense fight from Luna. He had to work to get each of those wins. And like you said, it was previously a 3-0, but obviously Luna bringing a different game here in the double elimination bracket.
Now you're looking at the damage. There's 627 damage from Luna. A good bit of that probably went into the second stock or first stock. I can't remember which one where he ended up being barbecue. We'll see the very high peak. Yeah, it was going to be the first one, as that's the highest peak on Kaina's graph. And then it kind of trended downward, which is a good thing. That's what you want to see, a little bit more efficiency coming out. But then you also look at Luna's second stock, about the first third of it. You see that flat line. Some of that is just kind of respawning, but there's also a bit in there where Luna was not taking any damage whatsoever.
It just kind of brings me back to the first game where we got to see the stat line, and like their Qatar difference was 1 damage, and it was a lot of sword and unarmed that really brought it out for Kaina. And there you see in game number 5, 337 damage put out from Luna's Qatars. He started leaning more into the Qatars, while Kaina on the other side put out like 33 damage with his Qatars, and then it was like 100-something plus unarmed.
Yeah,
so
hit 195 on the sword and 185 on the unarmed. So almost as much unarmed damage as sword damage.
So he started leaning more and more to the things that technically worked in game 1, but you saw Luna kind of change it up and say, all right, well, I lost game 1, so let me just lean more into the things that didn't work for me in game 1.
And that was Luna sticking with the Lucian the entire time. No more decks whatsoever. So he'll likely be moving on to use that legend as well against Radish. Oh man, I'm so surprised by Luna. I really am. The fact that we were really brutal on him about those signatures, and then look at what he's doing today.
Yeah, he has been so effective with those signatures. Still had a couple moments where I was like, oh, maybe kind of starting to figure this out, but ultimately Luna did have the answer with those down signatures, but you got to believe there was more to it than just those Qatar down signatures. I'm going to throw it over to Remy to tell us what else Luna was doing so well.
Luna making this terrifying run through the through the elimination bracket. He's beating people that actually took matches off him in the round robin, and I want to look at exactly how he does it. He's had the Qatars and blasters both at peak today, and just these plays like right here where he turns around and gets Kaina's aggression too far. Kaina is an aggressive player. He likes to go for these chase dodges forward. He likes to dash into his opponent. Right there, he wastes his dodge on the GCN sig, but he immediately continues into Luna's zone, where Luna immediately punishes him, gets that down air into the side air, and that takes a stock for Luna's side there. And it's plays like that the entire time. Kaina being overly aggressive, goes for a deep ground pound there, and sure, he makes it back, but at what cost? Because now you're back on stage and Luna has the advantage state. He gets the beautiful end light into the nair and then sends that directly into the side signature. I was talking about earlier how Luna likes to intertwine these signatures into his gameplay. He's doing a really good job at it the entire day. He's lining himself up for blasters and Qatar signatures the entire time, and he's even setting himself up for dodge reads like this. Beautiful catch with the nair there, and as Kaina tries to come back to the map, a desperation dodge into it, Luna is already there, ready to line himself up for this recovery, get a nice KO there, take himself up in the set in a 2-1 there, and Kaina always fighting back. He had some games himself, so when it came down to the nail biter sets, when it came down to where it mattered, Luna had the better dodge reads. Once again, right there, he gets a nair read in the air, and just look at the amount of pressure he applies to Kaina off stage. This entire zone is where Kaina plays, trying to get his dodges back, trying to wait till he can finally make it back, and Luna knows it too well, lines himself up for that last dodge, gets the beautiful down stage to close off that stock completely, taking away Kaina's lead in that moment. Now, Luna, continuing on with the guitars that I'm mentioning, he had so much pressure off stage. I felt like that was a big point of it. Kaina's a player that likes to play off stage. He likes to go for those downlight end stays. He likes to get the end stays on the guitar. But when Luna chops him off like this, like on the wall, and when he finally does make it back on, it costs him his dodge, giving Luna another 3-piece. It's going to hurt so bad. Kaina, on this last on this last game here, no first stock to play with, starts off immediately in the red. Let's look at that play once again off the edge there at what Luna does to him when he tries to come back. First, the nair comes through, and then the side air. He goes high, still gets naired, finally makes it back through, wastes his dodge, and Luna gets the classic guitar piece, adding on so much damage onto Kaina. You just have to wonder, what can you do when you're against a guy like this? And the answer, as we're seeing, might be nothing. We had 2 players in grand finals, and we're about to crown a champion for the Winter Royale. I can't wait to find out who it is, so I'm going to send it back to the casters.
It's going to be an exciting grand finals. We've got Luna and Radish. Ultimately, only one can be crowned the Winter Royale champion. Only one can ultimately be given that title of, I believe, Monarch or whatever sort of, I don't know, something cool, but it's unique to the winner of the Winter Royale.
So, of course, one of those players is Radish, as we know. He's been sitting in the grand finals. And the other player, of course, is Luna, who we just saw get the victory in Game 5 over Kaina. And we want to hear a little bit more from Luna about what he had to say this weekend.
I am Luna. I've been playing the game for 4 years. I'm from New York, and I recently reached $100,000 in earnings. I played a lot of community tournaments and ranked. Recently, my most recent one is fighting Sandstorm in grand finals. He played Tezca and Mirage, so playing against him was like really great practice, and definitely feel ready after beating him with Lucian. The thing about community tournaments, it gives me like a lot of motivation to win. Like elo could be one thing, and it's like, okay, elo, yeah, that's cool, but once money is on the line and people want to get first in something, then it's a lot more pressure on you. It makes you play your best. So ranked sometimes it's kind of hard to play my best, and community is just bring out the best in me because it has that tournament environment. I feel like for me, since recently I've been playing so much, they know that like I want to win badly, like for this tournament. So I think for me, it's going well, but Gali told me like he hasn't been playing much and like he hasn't been practicing, not feeling motivated. So maybe with Gali, you know, he's kind of practicing not as hard as me. Definitely people are watching me more a lot. And even though I got third, there's still a big factor that plays into recency that people are looking at, and definitely looking out for that for this tournament. I would like to thank everybody for supporting me. Like, I know that in the past I was hated on like a lot for playing this character, like, you know, beating these people. But I feel like it's kind of worn out now, and people are like, yeah, Luna's actually good.
You explained that earlier. It was definitely on purpose, not a misinput. Getting some work done, setting up this edge guard, that down air, and the weapon toss it in.
Alex started to recognize Luna really likes to go for that pivot nair off of those end lights, off those side lights. And so if he starts going low, might not hit, but the side sig will, and Luna takes another one. One set, left to determine who will be the champion, who will be the best of all of the players here today, or ultimately in a lot of ways, the best in the world right now. Is it going to be Radish, the winner of the North American Winter Championship, or is it going to be Luna, the person who won the last time people were invited to this facility?
And the funny thing is in an official capacity, that is going to be a long time ago. Right?
Yeah, it has been a
and
bit.
you know who won that or not that tournament, but that set when these two players met? It wasn't Luna who went on to win the entire event. It was Radish who got 13th. Homie didn't even top 8, and he still whooped up on Luna. But then if we look at more recent events and we look at their entire career score, it's 1-5 in favor of Luna. That one, of course, coming from the midseason invitational a long time ago, but everything in between always ended up in Luna's court.
I mean, right now, the viewer vote, 56% in favor of Radish. I can't really blame them, considering the way that the round robin worked out. Radish lost only one set. He came in top side, winning against everyone but one.
Who was it?
He lost to Luna today in the round
dude,
robin.
I didn't even know.
But all that being considered, Luna's still coming in with that loser's disadvantage, or I guess the winner's advantage goes to Radish, because Luna, again, double elimination bracket. He's got to beat Radish in a best of 5 again, and then do it again, because he's already done it once today in the round robin, but he's got to do it again now here in the double elimination side of things.
So here's one thing that we talk about a lot in online tournaments, or really double elimination tournaments, period, of like the grind that comes from the day. Everybody kind of had to go through that here because we had that round robin. Everybody had to play 6 sets. Yes, 6 sets, because of course they didn't play Machete and they didn't play themselves. So 6 sets against like some of the best players in the world. If you're looking at like the Winter Championship, the only way you're really doing that is if you go down into the elimination bracket, and then it's the Winter Championship, so there's like huge upsets, so all the greatest players in the world are also down there in the elimination side. So that's a rare thing. But they had to do it here, and everybody had to do it here. So it's been a grind so far just to get through the round robin phase. Like, we look at top 4, and it's like this teeny tiny little bracket. But, of course, that came off the back of some of the 6 gnarliest sets that you've ever played in your entire life.
It's been a slog for a lot of them today, except for maybe, I guess, Radish, who's kind of had.
I mean, even Radish, he still had to play.
Oh, that's true. He did play
through
a lot
those
of
6 sets. If you go through on the winner side of the bracket in a Winter Championship, you're playing like the greatest players a handful of times. You're not playing 6 sets against the best, and then the one against Kaina, and then the one in the grand finals. So everybody had to go through that gauntlet, and I just really wanted to really show that all of these players have incredible endurance for having to do that all in one day, all in person here. You're not wrapped up in your jammy jams at home where you can be like, hey, Mom, can you make me a cup of tea? Like, no, you have to be here in the building, hanging out with your friends, but also hanging out with your enemies and your opponents and the people who want to end your journey early.
One thing is for sure, though, the crown stays in North America because we've got a North American on both sides.
That's true.
So, of course, we got to keep that belief going. NA keeps the crown. A Winter Royale champion will go to either Radish or Luna. We'll find out in a little bit. Does that help? Did that help? Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Winter Royale champion. Someone will be holding that up in just a little bit. Waiting on Radish and Luna to get ready, get locked in and going. You can see, again, kind of the head-to-head. You said it earlier, but now you get to see it with your eyeballs. It's a 5-1 in favor of Luna in terms of official tournaments.
So the interesting thing I want to point out here is only one player that's here has ever held up a trophy in this building.
True.
And it's Luna.
Yes.
The last time these players, these players were in this building, it was Luna hoisting the trophy up in the air for total victory. And maybe this is one of those things like when you take a test in college, you want to sit in the same seat because that actually like chemically helps your memory. Learn that in psychology
That's
class.
why I failed all my tests.
So yeah, when you come up test day and you see someone's in your spot, like that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
They're genuinely hurting your grade.
They're hurting
so we'll see
both themselves and me.
if Luna has this here, if he has that familiarity in this building. He's essentially like the home team champion defending the belt at his quote-unquote home, which is here at the Skillshot Studio for the Winter Royale. We're 20 seconds into this game.
Grand Finals game number 1. Starting off on Apocalypse, no surprises on the characters. Luna's been playing that Lucian. Radish, of course, he's that Petra guy.
There's the side light into the neutral light. What a punish there from Radish, of course.
Like watching.
Punishing the recovery with that neutral signature, it seems like that move is the perfect move with the range, the angle that it hits at with the 45-degree angle, the punish on that perfect recovery that came out from Luna, but he didn't have the timing on it. Out came the dodge and the punish from Radish. Not even going to be close. He was too far away. He gave too much respect to that D-Sig, and that gave Radish plenty of time to then push down.
Dude, Radish has been learning. He watched that set earlier with Luna versus Kaina and saw Luna likes to do that chase, dodge, turnaround, recovery. And Radish is like, I have the perfect answer. Spot dodge through it, throw out the end sig. And then when it comes to that edge guard, he's like, so many people go low against this down sig. I'll just follow up with a fast fall down air. And now Radish looking good here in game number 1.
There's the 2-piece. Almost gets the 2-piece yet again. That neutral air into the recovery. The follow-up. Luna neutral sigs the wrong way and ends up getting punished for it. Still hoping to take away this first stock from Radish.
Ooh, nice dare, and that will be the KO. Still decent damage put out onto Luna.
The gauntlets in hand. Seeing what Radish is going to do here. Okay. The D-Light into the down air. Classic option when your opponent is in white health.
And good recognition from Luna to know that it wasn't going to go over that corner, instead bounce up. So he ended up getting that nair, just like an extra tap on it. But the end sigs from Radish.
Now he has the orb in hand. Simple side air. Oh, he gets hit by it. Oh, Luna. Seems like he's starting to fall apart a little bit.
I mean, Radish, he's doing such a good job with it. Luna tried to make a change up, right? Last time he went too low, you called it out. He went too low to avoid that down sig. That time went a little too high.
Has to be careful of the overcorrection. Radish playing a little bit defensively. You're seeing him like move away a lot from Luna. Of course, he has the orb in hand, so he has the range. That's why he's zoning with those down airs.
Down air, but Luna not able to get the read onto Radish. Radish dodged down and avoided that end sig.
There's going to be the D-Light recovery for the KO off the top. You saw how careful that Radish was playing because he knew he was super damaged. All it took was going to be a D-Light into the recovery. Even a D-Light side air could set up for the possible edge guard where Luna follows up with yet another side air to clinch that one, maybe even a down air for the spike. So there were a lot of options that Luna could go for to finish that stock off. That's why Radish was playing so cautiously.
Ooh, has line of sight for that end sig. Radish maintaining this slight lead that he has over Luna. Two nairs.
Did Taza put his predictions like out in any official capacity? Okay, then it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him the rest of this weekend though. I can't look him in the eyes.
Recovery, Luna not able to hit. Side light, side air. Side light from Luna.
Ooh.
Keeping the pressure.
Ooh. I'm loving the movement from Luna here. Gets away from it. Third time's the charm for Luna.
And he finds the punish, finds the down sig. Ooh. Can Luna take game number 1?
That's the tough thing about that sig is a lot of times it's going to bounce off the main platform. Thought that might KO, but that Lucian defense is holding on.
Just enough defense to avoid the KO. Falling Sarah misses, but he gets caught that time, and Radish going to take game number 1.
622 damage, though. That's a lot. That is 207 and 0.3 repeating, of course, to get the victory there per stock. That is a lot of damage. Luna also had to put out 578 himself, but he's playing on Lucian. We've come to expect that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, given the fact that Petra has quite a bit of strength.
Yeah, you can see the difference in the bars there. That is a very big difference. We're going to be coming in onto Apocalypse. First weapon goes the way of Radish. It's going to be the gauntlets. either first weapon seems like it feels pretty good for Luna at this point. I don't know if he's worried one way or the other on what he ends up picking up first.
I feel like it's a little bit of like a mood thing. Like sometimes he's really into his guitars, sometimes he's really into his blasters play. Right now he's got the blasters in hand. Radish, not overly concerned with swapping weapons. You're not seeing him throw away the gauntlets and then try to wait for the weapon spawn. Instead, he's playing it out, trying to get the hits that he can.
There's the side air. Radish getting deeper into the orange. Luna still in the yellow. Nice neutral air. Classic blasters option. Followed by another classic blasters option.
Falling Sair from Luna.
One more.
Ooh, goes for the recovery. Didn't go for the dare.
Interesting choice there. At least when he does that, he uses the recovery and actually touches the wall himself, so it's going to reset his jumps in the process.
In a lot of ways, it's like the safe option, but really it was like the mix-up, right? He keeps going for that jump dare on the edge, but right now it's Radish with the orb. Sidelight side airs, needs more to KO. That'll do it.
Choice of the weapons, you see the juggling coming out, landing on the orb as Luna makes contact with the ground after spawning back in. There is a weapon spawn here. Luna's able to hop, jump around over to it. Side air is going to even that one up. We're about a minute and a half into this game, and we are very even between these two players. Luna going to choose to move on to the Qatars. Weapon spawn goes right to Radish. And of course, it's that orb.
That's twice where Luna tries to do a, I think it's a ledge cancel dash on that south platform, and Radish just uppercuts him from below, catches him with those unarmed recoveries. Might be a little bit of the obvious movement coming out from Luna, but right now Radish again with the edge guard.
Ooh, nice dare, bouncing that one off the wall. Ground pound, no, he's just gonna bounce it off the wall again. That gives him like a nice range in terms of like length, but also like you have a lot of different areas where your opponent can be to still get hit by that orb down air when you bounce it off the wall compared to if he just went for like a ground pound finish.
Radish, full stock advantage over Luna right now. Throws away the blasters, wants the Qatars for the damage. Soft platform gets in the way a little bit there.
Okay, he's finding some serious momentum here. Definitely bringing himself back into this one. He's hunting for that second stock. You see the side air. Okay, doesn't get hit by that, but again, when you're that far away from it, you're not going to be able to punish in time with the down signature unless like Radish makes a massive mistake and moves into it, which would be a wild thing for Radish to do.
Yo, but that was a nice turnaround at the top of the map from Luna, getting that Sair from behind Radish. But he's still behind. He needs to get this one. Otherwise, Radish is up 2-0 with that winner's advantage. So this could be a Radish Royale.
I think Radish coming out on top here could be a massive mental blow to Luna, given the fact that he's down 0-2 with the elimination disadvantage, where he would have to win 3 in a row and then 3 more games if he wants to come out on top. But he's doing it here towards the end. He's fighting his way back into it.
He's got to be careful, though. Sidelight side air, maybe twice with KO. There's the Sair, doesn't put him off screen, but he's got to avoid the edge guard, the dares.
Oh, Radish is backing up. Yes, he was looking for that right there. And he takes it. Radish now up 2-0. Luna staring down the barrel of getting 3-0'd by Radish, a player that just earlier today, he himself 3-0'd. That has got to be brutal. That has got to be weighing on his mind.
Luna has to win 3 in a row now to get the reset for another best of 5. Whatever decision he makes here, he has to stick with. Is it going to be the Lucian, or is he digging deep? No, it's the Lucian for game number 3 of the Grand Finals Winter Royale. Will Radish be crowned the champion?
3, 2.
He saw how close that last game was. If he picked another legend, he wouldn't be starting from scratch. There's a foundation built, but he's not ready to live in that house yet. He's got to put up walls, he's got to paint them, he's got to put in carpeting and furniture, but here he has the house built with the Lucian. He's made it this far with the Lucian. He almost took the victory last game to tie up the set.
Well, he's made the house, he's made the bed, and now he has to sleep in it. But Radish is taking the brunt of the damage. Luna still manages to follow up despite the fact that that weapon toss ended up interrupting.
Like, there's no way that he probably didn't know he was going to get hit by that weapon toss. So I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt, the fact that he's grand finals and the fact that I was one of those haters that he talked about for a long time. I'll say that there was a plan there. And it was to eventually get the first stock here. 50 seconds into the game. He didn't throw out the taunt that we saw previously. He didn't throw out a signature. He just stood there.
I mean, that's been his way of getting those weapon juggles. He waits for the right opportunity for the weapon, for the opponent to come back. You see the fake out there. Chase dodge forward last time. Radish spot dodged into the end sig, but Luna just baited the spot dodge, didn't get more off of it.
Still chasing after Radish again.
Work.
Radish has got to expect that coming out from Luna after that neutral signature if it doesn't make contact. I'm surprised he went for it again, but again, I was one of those haters. I'll give him this one. There was a plan.
There's always a plan for someone somewhere, but right now Radish is planning on where he's going to put that crown. He's got 2 stocks left before he is the Winter Royale champion.
Got the bottom side of that D-Light. Okay, Luna's adding up some really good damage. Nice.
Falling there. Radish does have the movement. He'll get to the outside.
Luna also has the movement. He's playing Lucian, baby.
Disarmed. Side sig with a weapon toss!
That's brutal. He still has a massive lead, but you know he wanted to get that stock there. That hurts.
He was so close to putting it into a stock lead. Falling Sair gives him the lead. Potential here for Luna to get on the board in the grand final.
Radish without a weapon. He's going to be looking for the spawn. It's on the soft platform. He's able to grab it. Going to be the gauntlets. His quote-unquote off weapon.
Double down light, getting more. Doesn't catch the dodge.
Almost got that neutral air. Not extending too far off stage. Doesn't have the orb neutral sig here as the option for Radish on the edge. Okay, Luna's adding up so much damage. He's got Radish in the orange.
Weapon toss, Radish. Nice backdash into the neutral light. Down sig, gonna get punished by the ground pound from Radish.
That down sig worries me, Duke. I'm afraid we're gonna see shades of Winter Championship.
We've seen him throw games off the back of 6, but it's a recovery to give Luna 1 of 3. He needs 2 more to get the reset.
And you saw the taunt at the end of the game. He's feeling himself a little bit more now. He's getting the momentum in his favor. That game was a huge one.
He needed that.
Oh, show us the graph. Can we get a look at the graph?
Look at the graph.
Zoom in on that graph. Look at that
line.
long line. That's a long line for Luna there, where he took. I'm just squinting my eyes. I can just look on my computer. Why am I being a silly Billy?
I mean, that's like a third of the game where Luna's not taking
straight
damage.
up did not take any damage. And only a small portion of that was Radish respawning. He was able to get that second stock and then start off like a third of the damage on the third stock. Huge comeback from Luna, showing the mental is absolutely intact and fortified.
Here we are, game number 4. We've seen Radish have impeccable mental as well. Earlier today, he had a rough game 1, but ultimately won 3-1. Now, he's 3 stocks away from being the champion.
Radish, he's just gonna sit right in the middle of the stage, wait for Luna to move towards him. What a punish there. Didn't even dash jump that one. He just dashed in time and used the range of sidelight. We were looking at Kaina before. He was more of the one to dash jump in.
Ooh, Luna catches the timing there on Radish as Radish was juggling for a minute there, ends up leaving himself disarmed. Luna catches him again. The dash forward turnaround, neutral sig, side sig, no weapon to stop that one.
Solid lead for Luna. We'll see him when he gets hit next, whether or not he's actually in the red yet. I don't think he is. Now he is.
Jumping there. Doesn't catch with the down air. Nice from Radish. Ends up getting that nair recovery, keeping this one even.
Now, one thing that we haven't seen from Radish against Luna that we saw against so many other players that Radish went up against today was those stray siders. Not even the sidelight sider, but just the stray siders on the orb that he was taking out stocks with. He's not finding those as often with Luna. Something about Luna's movement. Maybe he's playing more vertically straight up and down. Maybe he's focusing more on those 45-degree angles. that he's not getting caught by those like Kaina was against Radish earlier.
Yeah, I think it really is about the positioning, right? Like Luna's playing pretty vertical. You're seeing a lot of guitar nairs come out as he gets the recovery. On the other side, like Kaina definitely played a grounded game. The way you get a bunch of dashes is by being on the ground. He's playing that grounded horizontal game against Radish.
Man, Luna's really adding insult to injury here on this final stock of Radish. There's the weapon toss there. The dodge was burned.
Down Sig, Radish with a turnaround. Gets a down air. Sig thrown out, but it doesn't go down.
I was worried that Luna was going to give it way too much respect, that he was just going to kind of hover there way below and ended up not having enough to get over to the wall. But no, he's locked in. He has a full stock lead here against Radish. The reverse 3 for Luna is very real.
Yeah, he is just picking apart Radish right now here in game number 4. Waits it out again.
Come on.
Not gonna hit.
It's not gonna happen, dude. Except now that I say that, like, watch it happen to win the entire tournament.
Win the tournament.
Stock red. Like, if it does, like, okay, you prove me wrong. Like, you win that one. All right, I'll give that to you.
Down light into the recovery, and Luna takes this one to game number 5. He's getting fired up.
Keep in mind, a victory in this next game for Luna only means a bracket reset where Luna would have to fight again. And I just can never forget the history that happens once the player like comes back, gets the reverse 3, everything's in his favor, and then all of a sudden the player from the winner's side of the bracket switch flipped. It's John Wick time. Nobody is standing in my way with what I want.
We'll see if that happens here, or even if it has to happen as we're here in game number 5. The story still stands. Radish is 3 stocks away from being crowned the champion of the Winter Royale.
Luna controlling the main stage. Radish kind of stuck in the air on the right side, and then he moves over onto the soft platform. Still, Luna in complete control of the main stage. Opening this one up huge. D-Light ground pound goes for the big ground pound to finish that one up. Didn't quite get it. The damage coming out from Radish.
Luna manages to touch the stage, avoids the down air from Radish, but now we're starting to see those falling side airs.
We're seeing the damage come back for Radish. Now has Luna in the orange after hitting that recovery, so they're essentially even until Luna starts hitting that string, ends it with a neutral signature, and gains the stock.
That is the first time any of the Lucians today have hit that. The sidelight N-Sig has been attempted so many times, but finally it works, and Luna gets the stock advantage off of it.
And it's a big advantage he has under his belt. He's still in the orange. Radish,
come on.
That could spell curtains. He was sweating after he got hit by that. Radish! Okay, I was really worried that he was going to drop it, but I think Radish was paying much closer attention to Luna's in-air movement economy than I was. Luna was so close to touching the wall with that neutral signature.
Just didn't quite get it, but it does even up the stock count. Radish with those edge guards. Avoids the dare. He's back on stage.
Luna's a little bit behind, but not too far. He keeps the string going. He's going to be adding that up, getting it exactly even between these two players in game 5 of the grand finals. Ooh, Radish kind of playing defensive here. And I'm not talking about the community manager, Brent.
No, he's nervous, man. He knows the stress is here. He's getting taken out by the recovery. Luna, 1 stock away from getting the reset and wiping the board clean. Those 2 wins Radish got at the start of the set will not matter if Luna gets this next stock.
Radish now in the gauntlets. Okay, the dodge is gone, but he gets away. There's the side air setting up in the edge guard. The dodge is gone. The final frames of that recovery making contact. Luna threw out that recovery very quickly, expecting pressure from Radish. That recovery, not quite. That sent him so high. He's still going to be able to get back over to the wall, reset his jumps. 1 exclamation point coming out, 2 exclamation points coming out, and the 3rd is not an exclamation point, but a side air from Radish. But it acts as an exclamation point on that 2nd stock of Luna.
1 stock left each. This determines who will win, or will we get a reset? Luna, recovery. Wants more damage, but Radish is finding damage back.
Not only does Radish have the weapon advantage, but the second weapon he picked up, I can't believe that didn't make contact, is the orb. Luna has the lead. Seeing those big slaps coming, forcing Radish over onto the edge. You're seeing the neutral airs coming out. Very safe move to throw out.
Side
and just a little bit of damage, ending it up with the side sig, getting the victory in Game 5 and resetting the bracket.
We got a reset. One more best of 5. Luna versus Radish. No more games after this. The winner will be crowned the Winter Royale champion, and Luna just reverse 3.
Massive. Absolutely massive. After the first 2 games from Radish, we saw Luna pick up Game 3, and I was like, okay, that's probably going to be curtains. We've seen so many 3-1s happen that exact way in the grand finals. We build ourselves up for, oh, this is the comeback here. The reverse 3 starts now, and then it ends abruptly and curtains for the tournament. But no, Luna, he will not stop. He is persevering past everything.
And he's wiping away any dirt and grime on his hands. He is locked in and ready to go. We've got a new best of 5 between the 2 of them. And this is really, it's anyone's set. This is anyone's tournament. Radish, again, he won the Winter Royale. He has every right to claim the crown, but at the other side is Luna, hot on the heels, just fresh off the reset.
Oh, you see that side air playing on the replay in the background. It's a little bit rude showing Luna one of his L's.
Yeah, right?
Right behind him as he just got the victory. That's messed up. Dude, production is brutal. You don't even want to know what they said to me before we started this block.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was so comfortable saying that in your ears.
There you see it on the screen. Grand final reset. This is incredible. Luna persevering, not worrying about the mental. His mental is strong. We'll see if Radish is stronger as we get into Game 1 of the Grand Finals reset.
We know Radish can do it. The set count has at least 1 in favor of Radish. Even earlier, had 2 wins in favor of Radish, but it was Luna who ultimately won the set to get the reset, and now we're here, the final set, and Luna's not gonna touch the wall!
Oh man, that is brutal. That is such an early stock loss and a very rough way to start this one, but Luna spawns back in, blasters coming out, the D-light into the pivot neutral air.
Gonna have to shake that one off. Falling Sarah getting damage put out, but Radish is still adding up damage. Downlight recovery, not gonna quite do it. Still wants blasters.
Not sure if he D-lighted the wrong way. Maybe that was a misinput, or maybe he might have expected Radish to be over there. It was certainly possible, but we're still... Oh, that's
still got
rough. Still got hit by it, but it wasn't enough to take him out. Finds the side air to get the stock. Hopefully we see that trending downward graph again, where it takes a lot of damage for the first stock and then not so much for the rest.
Luna trying to bring this one back. He gave away an early lead to Radish, but with the weapon denial, he's been able to get this one closer. Radish immediately throws away the gauntlets. He wants the orb, and Luna knows it, so he's going to deny the weapon pickup.
Neutral air juggles, even the GC sidelight. We are seeing some swagger coming out from Luna. I think he is feeling confident, even after that first stock loss, but he's got to be careful. Gets caught by a recovery too high in the air, and that's going to be the end of this stock. Ooh, he tried to dash jump down air. Just don't punish it. Like, you just don't have to. Like, you don't have to do that. You can just let it happen.
Just watch it. Just watch it. Yeah. Appreciate the value, and then move on.
Watch the fireworks in front of you and go, ooh, wow, pretty, man, and then reset.
Interesting option there from Luna. Went for the downlight sider, kind of the safer input option. He knew the damage was done. Generally, you see Blasters players, they're like, oh, I want to KO my opponent, downlight recovery. But Luna was like, all right, I know he's got enough damage on him, and now he's got the lead.
And he is extending it further. Oh my gosh, even with that one, but no. The instant wake-up ground pound from Radish. Maybe Radish was waiting. He was saying, yeah, hit me, I want you to hit me. And then all of a sudden, the ground pound comes out, gets that stock. We are much more even in this game, but Luna is still not letting that lead go. that neutral light, sending Radish further into the orange, that side air, sending Radish into the red. He's not too damaged, so getting hit in the air. Not a big thing, the neutral sig, not enough.
Still wants the blaster, still wants the end sig. Luna puts another one under his belt, another feather in the cap. He's won 4 games in a row over Radish.
634 damage. That is 200 and like 11 1/3 per stock. I'm doing all mental math today.
Yeah.
I want everybody at home to know
really
that.
on point.
It is exclusively mental math. I got a laptop in front of me. I got a phone in my lap, but no, it's all mental math. And there is the graph. Look at that middle stock from Luna, dude. That's insane. That's like 70% of the game.
I mean, he threw that first stock so early, it didn't even get very far. Like, you can see how short that first stock is, but he more than made up for it with that second stock. 415 damage put out on his blasters alone as well.
Yeah, that's huge. You compare that to the gauntlets that Radish had in his hands, and they were not doing very much damage. It was 48. He did more unarmed damage than he did on the gauntlets. Meanwhile, he put out 247 on the orb, but that wasn't enough to keep up with the damage output from Luna, who is now up 1 game. Dude, if Luna gets the reset and gets the victory, that's incredible.
I mean, that's one way to solidify your spot as the best in the game right now. We'll see if he can do it. This is Miami Dome. I think this is the first time we've seen Miami Dome today.
You might not be wrong. I don't know. Of course, we don't really know every stage that was played off stream in the command center.
Whoa.
Pulled out of that one early, but still kept falling after it. Neutral light coming out from Radish, swapping over to the orb. See the chase dodge coming out, turnaround side air from Luna. Doesn't make contacts, just going to be that side air from Radish.
Okay.
Doesn't actually throw out a move that time. He makes the move, but doesn't throw out the move.
Yeah, didn't commit to anything beyond just trying to get in position, see if he can catch Radish, going for an option off of that whiff. But downlight recovery, Luna gets another stock.
Luna showing some of that swagger, the exaggerated swagger of a Lucian team coming out here as he down airs through that dodge of Radish, goes back to the main platform, picks up the gauntlets. Now Luna is the player disarmed. Oh! Drops the D-Light ground pound, but still able to get over the weapon spawn. Tries to poke with those double side lights.
Trying to get any damage that he can. Unfortunate whiff on that downlight ground pound, but he's still got blasters. Playing that range game, utilizing those side lights, the longest range attack blasters got.
Still trying to poke with that side light anywhere he can. Gets caught with the recovery off of the side light. Now, we haven't seen Radish really going back to like the basic gauntlet, like side light and then the same side light GC, or side light the other direction GC side light. It's really only been the side light into the delay recovery.
Yeah, that's kind of been his main tool, and it's partly because it's just like he gets all this damage with the orb and then he just needs to KO. So he's just looking for the opportunity to get that hit, get that KO. Down sig thrown out. That's a burn dodge, but gets away from it.
Luna just kind of chasing after Radish here. Has the blasters in hand. Beautiful down air and the D-Light ground pound. Luna, what a lead for him here in game 2 of the reset.
Might have missed the downlight ground pound at the start of the second stock, but hits it to finish off the second stock. Final stock here for Radish in game number 2. So much momentum on the side of Luna.
And let's be real, if you're going to miss one D-Light ground pound, it's the one when your opponent is in yellow. It should not be the one when your opponent is in the red or the late stages of orange.
Falling Sarah, Radish waits but doesn't hit the recovery, doesn't hit the side light. Sig thrown out, Luna from below. Still finding hits onto Radish's stock. Still adding up the damage.
Oh! Look how deep he is in the push-off column to get that. I don't even think that's the push-off column anymore. You're in a new zip code all the way out there.
There is so many columns between where he was in the push-off column, but he is now up big 2-0 in the final set to determine who will be the Winter Royale champion. Now it's on Radish to hit that reverse 3.
And here is where experience is really going to favor Luna, because he has been in these grand final situations in an in-person event more than Radish has. He's also done it online as well, more than Radish has. So as the pressure mounts, it's going to favor Luna more, especially when Radish is looking at a node 2. Now Radish has to be the one to hit the reverse 3.
He's got to do it. We'll see if he can. He's got the orb in hand. No down sig this time. Not going to the classics from Radish. Instead, he's trying to stick to the safe and simple. Trying to get away from Luna.
Oh, the D-Sig right over the edge. Doesn't get the D-Light the other way.
Down Sig! And Radish is down to his second stock. Luna's very healthy right now.
Still in the orange. Both of those weapons were in the air. He had his pick, went over to the blasters. Nice neutral light into the double neutral air into the deck. He's throwing out moves too fast. I can't even say them all. Slow down.
You're going too fast. The speed limit is much lower, and Radish is just trying to find some safety as Luna is running wild. Doesn't hit the side light. The neutral light's not even going to put him off screen.
Of course he's going to fall there. That's going to be the first stock. He had so much damage added up there. Radish ended up catching that side air all the way close to that blast zone. Got the stock, but so much damage has been done on the second stock. Here comes the Katars for Luna. Is it going to be a side sig classic?
Falling there, Luna throws away the Katars, wants the blasters. Is it going to be the end sig? Is it going to be the recovery?
That was just a punish while Luna was in the white, so that wasn't going to be a huge swing one way or the other. Wasn't really going to put him in any major knockout potential, but the damage continuing to add up. Luna now in the orange. The D-Light side air picked that one up very on the edge. Luna probably didn't want to risk going for that recovery and missing it where he could secure the stock with a side air.
One stock left. Luna has won the last 5 games in a row over Radish. But
bold play.
Sig. He knows he can get the stock if he gets the big hit, but Luna with the edge guard.
Luna sticking on the wall, Radish backing up, wants to swap back over to the orb. Thinks that is more valuable in his hands than attempting the edge guard against Luna.
Doesn't get the punish, but he's in position.
He's just straight up not trying to punish it anymore. Thank you, Luna. I'm very glad. He'll just make the move over to see if there's an opportunity here for the very much delayed punish rather than the instant once the dodge has been burned and the move finishes.
Luna managed to get high enough to avoid the dare. Double recovery. Radish has taken damage. The Sair will finally do it. Final stock here for Radish. Can he take this to game 4?
That weapon spawn did come in pretty quickly. Oh, that one's going to come in quicker than I expected. And it's right to Luna, who now has Radish in the red.
That was a burn dodge, though. Doesn't get the dare.
Tried to go for the side air. Radish might have been expecting the D-Sig, but no, Luna didn't go for that. He did the recovery in the same direction of his attack. See if he switches it up. Next time, D-Light side air, and Luna is your Winter Royale champion.
The last time he was here, he got to hoist the trophy. Once again, he gets to hoist the trophy. Luna is currently the best player in the world.
Do we get to say that?
Yes, that's what they all said. Literally, whoever wins the Winter Royale, they're the ones who won in their regions. Now he's the one here, the best of the best, MIB, but Luna ends up being the victor.
I'm going to break rank on that and say, I'm going to put my finger up and abstain.
Who are you gonna say?
Impala, he won the World Championship.
Yeah, but is he here?
No, but he won the World Championship. He was the best player in the world.
He got 4th.
I don't want to take this win away from Luna whatsoever because the journey, they even had to swap the picture. They didn't even think Luna was going to win this one. Man, look at that graph. Look at the damage build. Luna, what an incredible player here today. We started to really count him out. I know I certainly did when I was looking at him going up against like Oh, he went up against Kaina and got 0-3'd, and he got beat 1-3 by Sack. But really the second half, he really rallied toward the second half of the round robin stage.
Yeah, he struggled at the beginning of today, losing out to those South Americans, but ultimately he did enough to earn his spot in the top 4. We got to see him beat out Godly and get that kind of reverse, that reaffirmation of what happened at the World Championship. And then since then, once we got into the double elimination, he was getting revenge after revenge. Beat out Sack, beat out Kaina, ultimately to come here against Radish.
I'm so surprised that we saw a 3-0 in the grand final reset. I was expecting a 3-1, a 3-2. Honestly, could have been those scores either way, if you were asking me. So, man, the fact that Luna came back from that, the fact, I'll say it again, that we kept telling him to stop using the signatures at the Winter Championship because they weren't working. All of a sudden, complete 180 from Luna, complete improvement as a player, taking those cons and turning them into pros.
I mean, I'll say it again. When I talked to him yesterday, he was talking about the fact that he got 3rd place twice. He got 3rd place at the Winter Championship, 3rd place at the World Championship. And he says anyone who does that and doesn't win the next thing, they messed up. That's on them. They didn't learn enough from those losses. And clearly, he went back, studied the tapes, and learned everything that he could because he is crowned the victor here at the Winter Royale.
Congratulations to Luna. Ah, man, what a tournament here. The first time we've ever done one of these Winter Royales. I know I had a blast. I know the fresh tournament format was beautiful. I love to see that variety in the tournament format. It gave us completely different vibes throughout the day for all these players instead of just throwing them into a double elimination like we do the rest of the year. So I'm so glad we get to have that like bite of freshness. That way, like seasonals are their own thing because they're online. LANs are their own thing because they're this giant open in-person tournament, and then the Royales are also their own unique thing as well. So we have this like this tri-state area of tournament types here for the 2023 Brawlhalla Esports years.
It's been absolutely amazing. And again, congratulations to all the players. Congratulations to Luna and Radish, the two 1st and 2nd place finishers. But also congratulations to South America. Consistently, people still kind of go, are they really deserving of being here? They only got 2 invites. Do they really have what it takes? And they filled out the final 2 spots of the top 4. We have, of course, Sack and Kaina getting their spots in the top 4. But Remy, tell us, how did Luna do it?
It was a grueling, grueling mission. He came so far in a position where he didn't even know if he was going to make it into the top 4. He makes it in through the loser side and runs it all the way up through people, like I mentioned earlier, that were beating him earlier, and he does come through with it. Radish, not that hard of a matchup for him because he actually did beat him in the round robin, and he has a good record against him. How did he pull it through with the Lucian? I'm going to show you right here. It was some really good gameplay from the Blasters. A game that mattered so much. He was down. This was the game 5 of the on the reset. After the reset, he comes through, is at a deficit in the match again, and he gets a very clean Blasters juggle here with the Sidelight Nair G-Seed to pick up a bit of damage, evening up that stock there. And when Luna has that momentum, when he has that evened up stock, he can do just about anything with it. Another play I want to look at here is just how long he applies pressure and keeps Radish off stage, because we haven't really seen Radish get a lot of work done off stage this tournament. We've seen a lot from Luna off stage, we've seen a lot from the corner of Radish, but we haven't seen any actual off stage gameplay from Radish. And Luna with the Blasters just kind of keeps him in this dead zone where it's like, okay, when are you going to finally let me up? You're not going to let me up. He finally touches the map and he gets set back off. Radish tries to capitalize on Luna going off stage, doesn't quite make it back, and he finally lets back on. And that's about 20 seconds of just free damage that Luna is applying onto Radish and not allowing him getting back any pressure onto the map. Continuing on, Luna just with the Blasters the entire time, like I mentioned earlier, just applying so much pressure and doing so much work. Another situation here where he actually gets this sidelight gets this sidelight into the Nair, doesn't connect with the neutral air, but does find the side air, and then applies it forward more and gets a second side air to keep Radish off the stage completely. A lot of off-stage gameplay and options from the Blasters of Luna, keeping Radish unavailable to the map. And to close it all off, like I said, that aggression from Luna, knows exactly where he wants to be at all times. Even after getting hit, he claps back, throws the Katars away for one more Blaster KO, gets the down light Sarah, and he knew it. I heard him pop off. We all saw it happen here. If you were looking at the player cams, it was that down light Sarah that closed off, and that momentum of the grounded gameplay with the blasters. These blasters have been doing so much work this entire event. I felt like every single time I've been up here, I've been talking about the blasters and what he's done with them in his hands, and it's just been unstoppable. No player could figure it out when we got into the top 4, and not even Radish Singh in grand finals could get a hold of him. Luna looked unstoppable, and that's why he's crowned the champion today, and the casters are going to tell you more about him.
We have the Winter Royale champion himself sitting with us here on the desk, Luna.
This is strange, like being here after like playing so many online and just watching you guys react.
Put the crown on. You're the
monarch. You are the monarch. Yes, you are the king. Yes.
I feel like it's kind of hard to do with the. Yeah, you can take it off now. It's kind of hard to do with the headset.
Yeah.
Well,
look, they put it next to your name.
It's awesome, it's right there. It's right next to your name. But Luna, I'm sure you're feeling fantastic and feeling great. I just want to know, like, what clicked? What secured that W for you?
Okay, so a lot of my tournaments, like, they consist of me losing in winners bracket, and then just like coming back like from losers bracket all the way. So I feel like in my head, once I have that, once I start losing, and I feel like I need to win. Like, there's no losers bracket. You lose. That's it. That's when it clicks. Like, that's when I'm like, the most pressure is on me, and I had to release like all my techniques and stuff. So yeah, I feel like all that pressure made me play at my best.
Wow, what a true king himself, saying that you need the pressure. You need the pressure to really perform. Duke, I know you're a huge Luna fan.
Obviously, I'm super excited you won. I'm the only one who believed in you, clearly.
Appreciate it, dude.
I got to ask, yesterday, Godly was talking all sorts of stuff. He didn't even make it in the top 4. Now you're the king. Everything that you say is, of course, true and lawful. What do you have to say both to him and all the other haters?
I mean, Godly ate Waffle House at 3 a.m. with me, so that guy was he was not prepared to go into the tournament. He was talking, but the actions didn't show up for it, and all these players were like, I'm gonna win. But when it came down to it, it was about who can handle the pressure the most, and I feel like I did that really well.
So tell us why Lucian.
Well, okay, so the patch was like Qatar favored and blasters weren't getting nerfed, and I was already playing blasters and 2s with Snowy, so it kind of felt like I had that experience on blasters, and I played Diamond Head in BCX. So I kind of switched to Lucian's because Gauntlets got nerfed, and I played blasters. So, and I thought Lucian is a really cool legend. I think Lucian's like the coolest legend, to be honest. Even like default Lucian is like the coolest. So I chose it for like all those 3 reasons, and yeah, I'm happy I got to win with them.
Yeah, you really showed up and turned out, honestly. And I know, I mean, it was all fun and games last night when we were joking around, but you legitimately, Luna, like, secured the W for yourself. Yeah. So congratulations, of course.
Thank you.
So yes, thank you for joining us. And of course, once again, congrats that you. Yes, go ahead, Sparky.
One more question.
Yes, one more question. Yes.
Now that you've gone through this tournament format for the Royale, where it's round robin into the top 4. How does that feel? How does it work for you? Do you think you excel in that versus a standard online double elimination or in-person double elimination?
I feel like in round robin, it's really momentum based. Like, you see Radish he won his first set, and I feel like he was just steamrolling through the rest of them. Until he got to me, of course, where he got 3-0'd. But yeah, I feel like a lot of it is momentum based, and I feel like in that beginning set, fighting Stingray, which was my first set, I'm pretty sure, he beat me in the Winter Champs. So I was already going into that like, oh, this is going to be a difficult match. But, I ended up switching to Mortix just like BCX and reverse 3-0ing him. So, yeah, I think winning your first set is the most important thing, and then just getting that momentum and winning the rest of them.
One more question, Austin. Don't get mad at me.
I want to ask a question before you.
Okay, you go.
We got fans.
So tell me.
Like, he doesn't have a dodge, and he's off the stage, so I can use all that pressure to just hit him with like Qatar nairs, which I was doing throughout the whole match. I never did that many Qatar nairs in a set ever. But yeah, I think moves like that, you kind of just need to respect it and then just play off the pressure that they have put on them.
Okay, so of all the players that made it here, there's a two-part question. The first part is, of all the players that made it here, who do you, including Machete, who do you want to make it to the next Royale, assuming you also make it? And then two, what player who didn't make it into this tournament around the world do you want to see at the next Royale?
Okay, so first off, I want Kaina in the next one for sure. Kaina is like honestly the best player I've ever fought. Kind of balanced out with Godly. But I want Kaina definitely. I'm sad I didn't get to fight Yuz because of like that issues with that passport stuff or whatever. But yeah, Yuz I definitely want to fight because that guy, I think he was finals in Winter Champs to kind of fought. But yeah, Yuz really good, and he plays an off pick like Vector, so I never fought like a good Vector before. And yeah, kind of just Godly, obviously. You know, players like Stingray because he gives me a lot of competition.
Sorts of goodness, but of course Radish was doing the orb down zigs. He was so effective. It was definitely a tough match on both sides. They were both playing their hearts out. Ultimately, of course, Luna was the victor, but you cannot discredit Radish. He was playing out of his mind, playing some amazing orb gameplay. It was just Luna started to find the answers.
There we're seeing him in the air. You're seeing Luna chase after him. There's the side signature. His signatures are so good. Oh man, I know I'm haranguing that point over and over again, but I want to give credit where credit is due because just a complete transformation, showing that like he practiced and he prepared, not only for like the individual players that he's going to be going against, but also like looking at what he did wrong in general and then fixing that he can apply to virtually everybody he plays against. It's taking one of the issues that Lucian has, which is the low strength, so it's difficult to knock out. Now, back in the day, it was a little bit harder because you didn't quite have like D-Light recovery as the option, but yeah, man, Luna, incredible work.
And speaking of all the different things that are coming up, because you kind of mentioned about the Royales in the future, but really quickly, in the next month on April 7th through 9th is DreamHack San Diego. It's going to be amazing if you guys can come out. Register now. Start.gg/DHSAN23. That's DHSAN23, where you can register now. It's going to be the first open LAN event in our Brawlhalla Esports season this year. It's going to be the first time in the West Coast. It's going to be incredible. You don't want to miss it, of course. It's always great to see everyone again and just have a nice live audience and just experience all that all together. So you can make it if you want to compete. Register now. You don't want to miss out. Start.gg/DHSAN23. But also coming up, actually, at the end of this month, is going to be our next seasonal championship. It's Spring Championship. You can actually register now as well. We just wrapped up the Winter Championship 7. Now it's on to Spring. So start.gg/Brawlhalla. Register now for the Spring Championship. That's going to be happening literally at the end of the month, March 24th to 26th. That's going to be our, it's double? No, singles. Nope. I'm wrong.
Singles first.
Singles first,
then doubles.
and then double. So March 24th to 26th, singles first, and then March 31st to April 2nd, it's going to be doubles. And of course, everyone's going to be competing for that $100,000 prize pool. Kind of insane. So register now, start.gg/Brawlhalla. And the last thing I want to bring up to y'all is don't forget your Winter Royale merch. This is exclusive. You can only snag this for a limited time on Tuesday, literally this upcoming Tuesday, March 14th. It's gone. So take this chance now. Get that amazing custom jersey, that t-shirt, that hoodie. Don't forget the blanket, okay? We love blankets, all right? When you get older, it actually doesn't matter what age you are. We love blankets, okay? So get that exclusive merch now. Brawlhalla.com/winter merch. Got you a shorter link just so you guys can just get that real quick there. But yes, it's while supplies last and it's a limited time. You don't want to miss out on this exclusive merch because I know y'all in chat and in the community are always asking for Brawlhalla merch. Don't wait. Get it now, okay? All right. So I want to kind of just wrap up here and see just some final thoughts on today. I mean, it was quite the journey that we went through the round robin and all the way to top 4. Duke, How are you feeling? Final thoughts here.
I think Sparky definitely highlighted just the format, this difference it's so refreshing, it's so cool. It was so much fun sitting in the back and kind of doing this, theorizing this game of like, if this person beats that person, then this person might continue on. I was rooting for people that I wasn't necessarily rooting to make it into the top 3 just because I wanted to see how those tiebreakers could shake out. And that's such a cool thing that is so unique to these Royales and something that's been incredibly fun. And of course, I love just like being able to sit here, talk with the players, have Luna in person and chat with him and ask him, hey, why did you make those decisions that you make, or how are you feeling, things like that. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm so glad that we got to do this today.
Yet another wonderful Brawlhalla event. I love the Royale format. I can't wait to see what the rest of the Royales this year, what the rest of the online tournaments this year, and what the rest of the LAN events this year have in store for us. It's going to be a fantastic year. Brawlhalla is back in a very, very big way. And, man, I'm excited for what the players have, for what production has, for what everybody has for the year of 2023. Brawlhalla Esports, man, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, and really can't wait for more. I wonder if we can, I know we got to roll out, but I do want to give thanks and kind of, I see people back there. I don't know if we're going to bring anyone out to come out here and just be like, hey, come on. Yeah, if you're here, come here. I'm talking about the players. Yeah, I'm talking about the players. I'm talking about talent.
Phil, back-to-back skill shot.
I'm talking about,
event champion.
Any
right
production
there.
person who wants to come on too. I mean, it takes literally a village to create this kind of
maybe this
production.
one?
Okay.
Maybe this one?
Wait, we're
just
giving
come on
Godly a
over.
headset? Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
Are we actually giving Godly a headset right now?
This is Mark Phillips' instigator.
No, we're not gonna give Godly a headset. We said no.
Give it a
But
left stick.
Creed, come here. Of course, Toast the man. Left stick here. Yes, it really does take a village to create a production like this, and of course our incredible, talented players as well. So, look, y'all, that's gonna do it for us today. 7 players showed up, but Luna took the win, making him the Winter Royale champion. So thanks to everyone that tuned in this weekend. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out that BCX documentary that is now available on YouTube, youtube.com/Skillshot. And of course, we can't wait to see all of you in just a few short weeks for DreamHack San Diego. On behalf of everyone at Brawlhalla Esports, and of course all those behind the scenes bringing you the live action, thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, Duke, Sparky, TK Breezy, Taza, and myself, thank you again. We're going to leave you with the sights and sound of the Brawlhalla Winter Royale. Good night, everyone.